Love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
Carson, timeout.
Who calls a timeout in this game?
Me, I'm icing the kicker.
Really?
It'll give us more time to talk about First Western Bank and Trust.
Like our convenient online banking.
Along with smart trust service options.
We're all about hometown service with bankers that know you and the community.
Okay, go ahead and kick.
I don't believe this.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
If your eyes could talk, they'd tell you life is better with LASIK. No more reaching for your glasses. No more dry eye from overwearing your contact lenses. Right now, Bismarck LASIK is offering free consultations for LASIK procedures. Break free from the daily hassles and expenses of glasses and contacts. Life is clearly better. Book your free consultation today with Bismarck LASIK and see the difference. Call 222-2020 or schedule online at bismarcklasik.com.
The 30-inch Galactic Pizza is out of this world. There's nothing like it anywhere else in Minot. Too much to handle? Try one of our famous large specialty pizzas like the Blue Buffalo. Get the best pizza in Minot and play some laser tag. At Planet Pizza, South Broadway, Minot.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zoom, zoom?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance? If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Inspections are free to ensure your vehicle is always in peak condition.
Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
Thanks for buying some fruit.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics. Vibetta Orthodontics is a certified Invisalign provider. Invisalign fits your budget and your lifestyle. Braces for children, teens, and adults with affordable monthly payments. Schedule your complimentary consultation and exam by logging on to VibettaOrthodontics.com or by calling 701-839-6010.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics.
At Shots Crossroads, we make 8 gallons of homemade ranch dressing every day. So you can smother your dinner salad with it, dip those crispy golden French fries in it, and dunk your breaded chicken strips. You can even cover your... Wait, no. You can't put ranch on steak. Or can you? Shots Crossroads. Don't forget the ranch.
Life is all about moments. Big moments. Small moments. And those moments you can't put into words. It's how we at First International Bank and Trust live first and have been for more than 110 years. One customer, one family, one moment at a time. First International Bank and Trust. Live first.
This broadcast presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Shields, Premier Chiropractic, First International Bank and Trust, Shots Crossroads, Sport Clips, Tires Plus, First Western Bank and Trust, the Minot Hockey Boosters, Roger Ward Moving and Storage, Clean Tech, the UPS Store, Magic City Inspections, Planet Pizza, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Subway, Century Eyewear, Qdoba, North Country Sportswear, Morelli's Distributing, Jersey Mike Subs, Pro Style Production DJ Services, and the Beaupre Law Firm.
All alone, shorthanded. Here's a drive. He shoots and scores. Esslinger dinked it out of his shorts. The Samarzik, who's got a 3-point night going, sends it in front. Schulte top shelf. Oh, what a play! It's the Demons back with it again. Here's a drive. Top shelf. They score. Now Swagstu's in. He'll turn and fire. Top shelf. Oh, Ben Swagstu right where Grandma keeps the cookies. Came up big back door. Another. Oh my goodness! Down into the splits goes Trey Sortland. Somebody called the cops. That was highway robbery. Here's a slop shot. Ekblad from the line. He shoots and scores. Here with Lewis. But Lewis turns and fires. He scored. Lead pass. In comes Hamsbaugh. He's all alone. He shoots and scores. Puck's on in front. Here's a drive. One-timer. Deal shoots. He scores. Swagstu's into the zone. Oh, he's dumped. How about the hit of the week coming there? The right-handed shot beats Conklin, sends it into the net. Van Dan takes the 1-0 lead. Out in front, Morelli's got it. He'll turn and fire. He shoots and scores. Oh, boy, Mac Morelli with a twisted wrister. The 2022 North Dakota boys high school hockey season has had a little bit of everything. Upsets, overtimes, shootouts, postponements that didn't set our tournament bracket at the Big Dance until Monday evening at 8 p.m. And now 4 teams out of the East and 4 teams out of the West come together for the North Dakota State High School Hockey Tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome into the beautiful Shields Arena here in Fargo, North Dakota for the State High School Hockey Tournament quarterfinals on the PSP Network. This is the Shields pregame show alongside of the former University of North Dakota Fighting Sioux, former Minot High standout Matt Morelli. My name is Nick Hulberg. Glad to have you folks aboard here today for what should be a dogfight in an East vs. West showdown today that's got the Davies Eagles coming in as the number 2 seed from the East region at 21-3 on the season. This is a hockey team that has only lost 3 times by a combined 3 goals on the season. They take on the number 3 seed out of the West region. It's the 16-8 Magi from Minot High. Shields of Minot brings you the pregame show today. All the sporting goods you can imagine, plus fishing gear, hunting gear, and fashion and footwear at Shields of Minot. They bring you the pregame here this afternoon for this state tournament quarterfinal matchup. Let's bring in our broadcast partner, Mr. Matt Morelli, into the Shields Arena, into the press box right now, and a beautiful spot for us here today. In the intro, I talk about how this season's had a little bit of everything, including a postponement for the EDC, not even getting to their championship game until Monday. It had one of the more scary situations for you and I in the mid-season where we traveled over to Grand Forks, caught a UND hockey game, came down to Fargo. You, Brent Manson, and I end up stuck in a blizzard in one of the scariest situations we've seen and stuck in Jamestown. Where does that rank for you, first of all, your memories of the season? Do you remember that time, and do you remember what we did that day that we got in that scary situation?
Well, no, that was good. That was kind of our plan, was to come down, see a Sioux game, and then do the Minot High Davies game. And and we got to see a good game, and it was one of those things where you talk about being a road team and coming out and playing hard. The weather was terrible, kind of bad that day, and worse as the night went on. But you take Minot, you're on the road. You've got to just kind of keep things tight, kind of like today. You got to just kind of weather the storm, keep things close. You don't have to win the game in the first period, but you can't be totally out of it. You can be, and Minot needs to. They're going to have to do the little things right. If you're in trouble, just chip it off the glass and take an icing. There's nothing wrong with that. And this whistles are okay in high school hockey because, especially on icing, the guys don't have to. They can make a change. So it's fancy play doesn't really have to be the name of the game in the state tournament. All that matters is that when it comes down to the end, if you're on top, and it's going to be tight. And Davies is big. They're fast. I'm saying we did this 6-7 weeks ago. They're one of the biggest high school teams I've ever seen. They got size and strength, but sometimes it's work. You know, can you outwork another team? And Minot's gonna have to have that belief that we can beat these guys, but we've got it. Everybody's gonna have to make a contribution.
Everybody's going to have to be going, and I agree with you 100%. And on your point, Matt, I think that it's you can't win it in the first period or the first 10 minutes, but you can lose it in those first 10 minutes of this hockey game. That trip, by the way, is one that goes down in my memory books as one of the better trips. That was a lot of fun, by the way, coming here, and the ride home not so much. A scary situation on Interstate 94 coming back, and that was after Minot fell to Davies by a score of 3-2 in an overtime matchup about 50 feet from where we are right now. Maybe it's 100, let's call it 150 feet, maybe over to the Farmers Union Insurance Arena next door here at Shields Arena. But in that matchup, Minot High had some opportunities as well late in that hockey game, not only to take a lead, but to put a nail in the coffin late in the contest. A couple goalposts were hit. In this matchup today, specialty teams and goaltending, is that the name of the game for you today for both of these teams if they want to win?
For sure. I think you talk about capitalizing on your chances. You just, in these big games, you just don't get many of them. There's not a lot of, the higher the level, your time with the puck it's shorter and smaller, and everything happens so much quicker. You don't have time to really think. You just have to react. You have to make quick decisions, and some might not be good, but if you have an opportunity, prime time scoring chance, it's got to be in the back of the net, because these good teams like Davies, they're just not going to give you many of those, and everybody's that intensity level just steps up. People know they don't want to make that crucial mistake. Neither team does, and no kid does. So you have to, these guys got to think, okay, I've got to be smart. If I'm in trouble, just send it out of the zone. Maybe guys can rethink and get somebody new on the ice.
Well, I don't mind an idea of playing a brand of hockey kind of like Botno played against Minot down at the VFW Sports Center in Bismarck. Maybe not the slugfest back and forth that you expect, but maybe more of a trap game. Might be something that a team could play in a situation like this, or do you think that's maybe something we won't see here today?
Well, no, I think you will see some of that. I think it's Minot. There's going to be a level of play that they say, listen, you don't have to be ultra aggressive. I mean, we want to see a good hard two-man forecheck, but that third guy, don't get carried away. Just keep that guy high. Even if you're in doubt, just stay back, because if there's a chance where our defensemen are going to take a chance and pinch, you need to have a guy that's high, because I remember that we played them early January. They had half a dozen or more just long passes, that stretch pass, and it was an outnumbered situation against Minot. Minot can't do that today. You've got to be better knowing don't let a Davies forward get behind you. It'll be trouble.
It will be trouble. It's going to be a fun one today on the PSP Network. More of our Shields pregame show to come. When we come back to Fargo, we are going to look deeper into the matchup, the numbers, the players to watch for in this one. We're also going to have our Coach's Corner brought to you by Tires Plus here today. We do all that here at the Shields pregame show coming up. Back to our pregame show in just a moment here on the PSP Network. Hope you fans are buckled in and ready. It's state tournament time for North Dakota high school hockey, the best time of the year. Jamestown just fell to West Fargo Cheyenne. Can a West team make it into the TV round? My goodness, I hope so. We're going to find out when we come back. More of the Shields pregame show when we return here to the PSP Network.
Carson, timeout.
Who calls a timeout in this game?
Me, I'm icing the kicker.
Really?
It'll give us more time to talk about First Western Bank and Trust,
Like our convenient online banking.
along with smart trust service options.
We're all about hometown service with bankers that know you and the community.
Okay, go ahead and kick.
I don't believe this.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
The 30-inch galactic pizza is out of this world. There's nothing like it anywhere else in Minot. Too much to handle? Try one of our famous large specialty pizzas like the Blue Buffalo. Get the best pizza in Minot and play some laser tag. At Planet Pizza, South Broadway, Minot.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zzz, zzz?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance? If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Inspections are free to ensure your vehicle is always in peak condition.
Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
Thanks for buying some fruit.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics. Vibetta Orthodontics is a certified Invisalign provider. Invisalign fits your budget and your lifestyle. Braces for children, teens, and adults with affordable monthly payments. Schedule your complimentary consultation and exam by logging on to VibettaOrthodontics.com or by calling 701-839-6010.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics.
Fifteenth matchup all time between Davies and Minot High. It happens here in the quarterfinals of the state high school hockey tournament. The Magi haven't fared so well. They sit on a 3-win, 10-loss, and 1-tie record in that time against Fargo Davies. The kicker is, however, that the Magi have been pretty good here at the Shields Arena. They won a state championship here. They took a 4th here as well. They've won 2 opening round games at the state tournament in this venue on 4 tries. They look to get back into the TV round here in 2022. Alongside of Matt Morelli, I am Nick Hulberg. Thanks for joining us on the call today. It's the Shields pregame show for the state hockey tournament here on the PSP Network. Shields pregame show of Minot. Shields, everything you need, every sporting good across the board. And of course, they've got everything else from hunting and fishing gear to clothing and fashion. You name it, Shields brings you the pregame show here today. Time to dive into some numbers and time to get a better look at what to expect in this hockey game according to those numbers here today. It's brought to you by our friends at Magic City Inspections. This inspection of the numbers brought to you by MinotInspections.com, a locally owned company committed to providing exceptional inspection services to ensure you're ready to take the next step in your home ownership. Find them online, MinotInspections.com. Davies is a team, Matt, that comes in 9-1 in their last 10, outscoring their opponents 41-12 in that time. 4-1 in their last 5, outscoring their opponents 20-8. Where do the Magi fare? Well, they've got the same record in their last 10 and their last 5. Minot scored 19 goals in their last 5, giving up 11 in their last 10. They came into the WDA tournament red hot, 45 goals for, 18 against, getting into tournament time. Two teams that have certainly done their part to get here to the big dance and to play well leading up to it. But the conferences are just so much different from the East to the West. How much of a factor is that in a matchup today without being so game tested against top-end quality talent all year long? Does it play a factor in your mind today?
Well, I think the advantage that the Eastern teams have is they play the caliber of play, the Grand Forks teams, the other Fargo teams are playing, some Minnesota teams, they play Moorhead, some of them in Roseau and Warroad, but Minot has too. Minot's played a couple some tough teams in there too. You have to just think, if you're these teams, you got to start well. Get out of the gate and get into the game right away. If you're Minot, just don't have anything bad happen in the first couple minutes. We always say, beginning of the period, end of the period. Get your feet moving right away. You know you can play with these guys. Yeah, we got outshot bad, but that doesn't matter now when it comes to a one-game shot in the state tournament.
Get ready for it. Here's those numbers as promised. You hear how they've been doing in their last 10 and 5. Here's the guys that have been leading them. Let's start with the Fargo Davies Eagles. They're led by Barron Stibbe, 41 points for him, 26 goals, 15 assists on the year for Stibbe. 27 points on the year for Easton Rarick. Now, this is a player that you got to watch for because he plays well with Cam Bollinger, who's got 39 points on the season. Bollinger, a two-time All-EDC selection, 22 goals for him on the year. That's their top 3, but they also have Fryer, they've got Archibald, they've got Demers, they've got plenty of others, including Kanko Fritz. They're going to be solid and tough to beat. Davies comes in without any state championships hanging inside the trophy case at Fargo Davies High School. Minot High has 2 of them. Their last came in 2015. Do they have the crew to get them there again this year? Well, I would say that they certainly have a chance at it. They're going to have guys like Jaden Luck be really big in this tournament. Luck leads the Magi with 34 points on the year. He had 3 points at the WDA tournament, 16 goals for him. Next in line from the senior captain down to the freshman newcomer is Matt Morelli. 31 points for him on the year, 18 goals, leads the charge for the Magi. I don't remember the last time a freshman was selected as an All-WDA player, but Morelli was this year. Congratulations to him. The other All-WDA selections that we highlight here, Jackson Bradley on the back end leads the Magi with points, 20 of them on the season, 20 assists on the season, 26 points altogether for the D-man on the back end. Zach Deal's the other one that we talk about, 26 points for him on the season. Deal, 8 goals, 18 assists. So Deal, Luck, Bradley, and Morelli were the ones selected to that team. But you've got guys, the all-tournament team that is in the West region, but you've got guys like Kelton Esslinger, 20 points on the year. Ben Swankstu with 22. How about Brock Jones? He's got 25. I mean, Minot's got some guys and some depth here that I don't think if you're in the East region you want to overlook the Magi coming into this one. The Magi certainly have some guys that can bury the puck. How much of a full team effort is it here today if the Magi want a chance at going to the semifinals, Matt?
Well, I think we've talked about before. You need help from everybody down the lineup. They've got to, no matter, even if it's not points, doing things that you should be doing, but things that you need to be doing in the biggest games. These games there's not a lot of room for error. The shot blocking and getting pucks out of your zone, getting pucks deep. Davies has a lot of talent on their back end. You've got to dump the puck, get it deep, make them go the extra ice to get that, retrieve that puck. Minot has to. It's kind of, you got to think out there. There's not really. I don't want to say if there's a bad matchup or a good matchup, but if you can keep Stibbe and the Bollinger and those guys in check, you have a chance. And you have to, but you got to think like that. Just keep it close. You're the road team. All you need is a shot when it comes to be the end of the third period. If you're in it at that time, you've got a chance, a break, a shot. Stranger things have happened. Minot just got to get off to a good start and have the confidence to think that.
The over-under on this one, I would say, is probably 70-30, the percent chance that Davies gets a victory here today. That's probably where I would have it at. Other people might say it's even more than that. Some might say less, but this one's going to boil down to it. We're going to hear from both coaches when we come back. We'll see what they think coming in to the showdown here today. I'll let you pick your thoughts on where you think that line is here today, Matt, when we come back. But first, we'll hear from the coaches in the Tires Plus Coaches Corner. It's North Dakota High School hockey. On the PSP Network, it is state tournament time. Get ready for the quarterfinals. It's the Eagles and the Magi here on the PSP Network.
We raise the bar on bar food with sandwiches, tenders, and burgers. There's more where this came from. To the greatest of all times, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Welcome back to our Shields pregame show. It's now time for the Tires Plus Coaches Corner. We're joined by the Davies Eagles head coach, Mr. Nate Metcalf, here in year number 3 for Davies. First of all, Coach, thanks for some time today. Congratulations on one heck of a season and an EDC regular season championship.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been quite the ride this year. Winning a lot of close games too, so it's we had a little bit of everything.
You guys have only lost 3 times on the season, and the opponents that you lost to, grade A caliber, and only losing by a goal in most of those matchups. Touch on this year overall, your overall performance rating of this hockey team. Obviously, in your time here, they have to be at the top of the list of where these guys rank.
Yeah, I think coming into the year, we knew we had a good senior class coming in. We'd have to ride their coattails. And they've been playing tremendous this season, and we've been fortunate enough to have some younger kids fill in at those other spots, and yeah, it's come together pretty well.
A lot of talk out west was about that EDC tournament. Did that cause any factors in what you guys are doing here? More of a distraction maybe than anything, having to play on a Monday for the EDC championship?
I mean, it was, I wouldn't say a distraction, it's just that living in the uncertainty, it was tough. I know we're still supposed to jump on the bus Sunday morning and at 11 o'clock, and we get a call at 9 o'clock in the morning saying we're just going to play in Fargo. So it is what it is. You know, I'd much rather have another practice day Monday, but yeah, we got the games in and we're here.
Bollinger, Rarick, Stibbe, some of the guys that lead the charge for you. I want to touch on how special these guys are today and what you expect out of them here at the state tournament.
Yeah, I think they're just true leaders. They lead by example, and I expect them to come out here today and do the same. They like to play fast, play physical, and a lot of pucks in the net.
I have to ask you this: do you ever score on Wimkin in practice? Obviously, the kid has got a 1.37 goals against and a 93, 15 shutouts in his career. Do you ever get a chance to score on him during the drills at the end of the day?
We do some shootouts, and I've got him a few times that guys get going.
Fantastic stuff. Final thing for you. What do you expect out of the Magi today? This is a hard-working team that's got some talent up front, but on paper, this is a game that you guys should be able to take to the bank. You had a 3-2 victory over them earlier this year in overtime. What do you expect out of them today?
Yeah, we're fortunate enough to play them, like you said, earlier in the year, so we kind of know what they have. I don't know if it's the same roster or not, but yeah, they just bring it every shift, and we're going to have to earn everything we get.
Sure, appreciate your time. Best of luck on your home ice trying to track down that first state title.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's Nate Metcalf in the 3rd year with the Fargo Davies Eagles. When we come back, we're going to talk to the Minot High staff and the Coaches Corner, brought to you by Tires Plus. It's the state hockey tournament here on the PSP Network. Shields pregame show and the Tires Plus Coaches Corner. All brands under one roof with a guaranteed lower prices at Tires Plus. We're now joined by the Minot High co-head coach, Mr. John Grubb, here in year number 8. A little superstition here today. We find ourselves in a familiar spot here at the Shields Arena. First of all, are you ready for the state hockey tournament? How are things for you?
Yes, we sure are. Exciting to be back. Excited to have a normal tournament this year. As great as it was to host a game last year in Minot, it's just a lot more fun to get to one building and see everybody else, and we're excited to be back.
upset city in the EDC tournament and in the WDA tournament. Let's touch on this just for a moment before X's and O's today. How about the parity this year in North Dakota high school hockey? You have to be a fan of that, even though sometimes you might end up on some that maybe you thought you should have won. Overall, your thoughts on the parity?
Yeah, it has been. It's made every game interesting, to say the least. If you don't play well one night, you get beat, and maybe that happened to us down Thursday night. We didn't play our best game, but we're sure proud of the way the kids rallied the rest of the weekend. I think we truly had to earn our spot into this tournament.
You guys end up with 4 players that are all WDA selections out of that tournament, but man, it just seems like the depth and the resiliency of this whole group has been special. You want to just touch on this full lineup for Minot High and what you think of this 22 roster here?
Yeah, it has. We've had a lot of kids that have kind of played next man up. We've kind of had our solid top 6 for our forwards that have really kind of carried us along the way, but we've asked different kids to step into that third line role, and they've done a really good job with it. And Riley and Jaden last weekend stepped up, and they were huge for us. They walked out of that tournament even, and that helped us, and they got ice time. And it's important. You have to be able to play 3 lines of kids, and we were able to do that last weekend, so I was proud to see that.
On to X's and O's state tournament time. Davies is the draw in the opening round. Not an easy draw. No team out of the East is easy, but you guys took Davies to overtime here in this building earlier on this year. What do you remember most about a matchup early in January that saw Davies win by a goal in the extra session?
Their speed. They were quick. We could have been down several really early in that game. We got through it, though, and you could see our kids' confidence grow as that hockey game went on, and suddenly, here we are in the third period, and it's a tie hockey game, and then you could see them start to have that belief, like, hey, we could really win this thing. So their speed's impressive. It's going to be important that we're good to go right off the start tonight, because you can't get behind the 8 ball, and we'll see. I think our kids are ready to go, but we're going to have our brains on today, and if we do, we should be okay.
I have to ask you this, and you hate to put the pressure on a kid, but this is the sport that it is, and goaltending is the name of the game come playoff and tournament time. In your mind, does Noah Conklin have to be the best player in the tournament today in order to get a win here, or is that too much on him?
He just needs to be what he's done for us all year. We need to play our whole game. We need to score some goals to give him some support, but he's just got to come and keep doing what he's been doing the whole season. We're going to try to do a little better job of, making sure that we're not giving up easy ones, the ones that, that he doesn't have a chance on. And if we can do that, we think Noah will step up and he'll do the job he's done all year.
I know it's obviously a long time ago, but the final thing for you here and going into the time machine, your years of hockey, and you're in the record books as one of the greats to play at Minot High. You went on to college hockey, a great junior career. Where does the state title in 2015 in this venue rank for you of your all-time hockey memories, Coach? I have to ask because it brings back a lot of good memories for me being in the same building.
Yeah, without a doubt, number one. You can't have that feeling and not want it again, and accomplished some good things as a player at Minot High, but that was probably one of the proudest things, because you coach through the season, they're all your kids, so a night like that you get to see 20 kids accomplish the same thing you do. So without a doubt, that state championship is number one.
We got a whole community behind you here and a whole side of the state behind you today, trying to track that down and wishing you the best, sending you good vibes. Thanks for your time as always.
Thanks a lot, Nick. We appreciate it.
That's John Grupp, the co-head coach of the Magi. When we come back to our pregame show, we'll dive further into the numbers. We'll look at the goaltenders, and then we'll get set for the opening draw from the Shields Arena quarterfinals of the state tournament. It's Minot and Davies here on the PSP Network.
Galactic pizza is out of this world. There's nothing like it anywhere else in Minot. Too much to handle? Try one of our famous large specialty pizzas like the Blue Buffalo. Get the best pizza in Minot and play some laser tag at Planet Pizza, South Broadway, Minot.
Well, we've done it all except look at our goaltenders and get set for the opening face-off here today at the Shields Arena. Welcome in to the Shields Arena for the State High School Hockey Tournament alongside of Matt Morelli, the former UND North Dakota Fighting Sioux and former Minot High standout. I'm Nick Hulberg. Time to take a look at our goaltender matchup. It's brought to you by CleanTech 24/7 disaster response and restoration services at CleanTech. Find them online, cleantechllc.us, coming to the rescue since 1992. Noah Conklin, 89% save percentage and a 2.4 goals against average. Goes against Trent Webkin, 93% save percentage and a 1.37. Webkin is in the blue paint on our right. Conklin in the blue paint on our left. Andrew Goodmanson checked in from 7-1 Realty for the opening draw, as he says He always does. And as Andrew Goodmanson would say, no matter what you do, no matter what, Magi fans, do not be poaching any Eagles and throwing them onto the ice. I'm pretty sure it's illegal. Thank you, Goody, for the quality statement today. We'll make sure to watch our P's and Q's. Will we see any rabbits on the ice at the Shields Arena is another question. Matt, we're underway. You ready for the showdown here today? I'll take that as a yes. He's dialed in.
Sorry, I was concentrating here.
Puck's taken here by the Eagles. They're moving from the right to the left and dumped all the way down on Conklin. He goes down into the butterfly. He'll make the stop, and we'll set it up with 32 seconds gone in the opening period. Well, with the radio call, I usually don't come to you that way, but let's ask you again. Are you ready for the showdown here today?
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be a good matchup here. You got nothing to lose. You've got to play with that mentality. Like, you got to get off to a good start. Get in it right away, make some hits, be physical, be aggressive. That's all you got to, give it you got nothing to hold back for now. It's the last weekend of hockey.
Shot came in off the draw. Eagles had it. They fired it up from Ashton Yeager. Hit traffic out in front, and that one went up into the protective mesh here at Shields Arena. Faceoff's going to come all the way back out into the neutral ice zone as that one was determined that it was sent off of Yeager's stick by himself with the 9-iron, so they come out to neutral ice to face it off. This place has zero atmosphere right now, and by zero, I mean it is a Morgan here right now. It's a home game for Davies. They've got their student section here, but it seems pretty silent inside the venue. Here's a drive coming from Stibbe. It's going to be knocked down. Puck's taken back away and worked away to the near side. That was Cam Bollinger. I'm sorry. Bollinger wears 11, side of the cage. He's got it again. Shot came in. Stop Conklin. Rebound comes to the side of the cage. Back up top to the point. Here's Jack Bollinger. Shot save. Rebound in front. Oh, Lorenz on the doorstep, and Conklin comes up big. And Conklin tested early with 3 shots on goal. He stopped all of them.
If you're Minot, you got to play your position. You can't be running around. You're going to be under pressure some shifts, but just settle down. Play your position. Stay where you're at. Trust that your teammates to be where they're supposed to be.
Jackson Bradley behind his own net here with 15:49 to play in the opening period. Moved it to the far side. Comes back to the near. Taken up off the glass by Esslinger. Out to center it comes, and now Morelli's got it into the offensive zone. He's going to dump it down on Wimkin's glove side where it's picked up by the Eagles. They go to the far side with it. Rarick reverses it back underneath his own goal line. Comes to the wall on the near side wing where Luke Lorenz is going to start the rush. Davies finished second to the EDC tournament. I asked the coach about it before the interview here today, Nate Metcalf, here in year number 3, if it was intentional that they might have not pulled their goaltender at the end of that matchup with Fargo South on Monday in the delayed EDC championship due to weather. He said, no, we wanted to win the tournament, but we did run all 4 lines across the board. Metcalf certainly knows his business as well, being a former junior hockey player. Puck's underneath the Minot goal where it comes away down to Conklin. Conklin looks onwards, back behind the net, taken here by Bradley. Bradley's going to turn it over, a deadly one again. Comes back down to Davies. Here's a drive-out goal. Quick shot came in, and Elijah Hayes makes the save as that one went right off of Bradley's stick, and with 14:49 left in a scoreless first period, those are mistakes they have to avoid today.
You can't turn the puck over with nobody on you. Just take it and lug it as long as you can. If you're in the worst case, just trip it off the glass and out of the zone. Got to be careful on those.
Davies has the pressure and the advantage early on, even though it's scoreless on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. Puck's back in behind Conklin. Taken there and worked back up to the point where the Eagles have it at the far line. Rarick moved it in. Top of the circle, bangs it off the boards underneath the goal line. Shuffled it around to the near side wing. We're crashing in from the point and holding is Ashton Yeager, who sends it underneath the net. Now Radke trying to go to Gilmore. Gilmore's going to bump it onto his own end, but it's taken at center and spun right back in by the Eagles, who are in cardinal red today with white trimmed out in Vegas gold. Minot's in their maroon uniforms, maroon helmets, pants, and gloves. They've got Vegas trim as well. On those Davies uniforms, says Eagles right across the middle of the belly. Minot High's got the big square M on again today as the puck comes back to Bradley in his own territory. Up to center and comes for Luck. He's got the motor turning, got it into the zone. Swanks to back to Luck. Shot on goal. The stop is made. Wimkin makes his first stop of the game. Shots are 4-1 and scoreless with 13:51 left in the opening period.
Well, that's what you got to do. Get shots on net. You shoot from anywhere, but you got to hit the net. These pucks are missing the net or wrapping outside the zone. Man, just settle down. Don't be so sloppy. We don't need to be sloppy. Just take it easy, take a deep breath, and get ready for hard action. That's what you want. You want to play the best.
Puck comes up to center ice here by the Eagles. They handle now with Hunter Demers, who carries down. On-angle shot. Conklin, big stop there with the blocker. Puck's taken away to the far wing, trying to push out of the zone of the Magi. It's held at the line, worked in by Rarick. And Rarick sends it back underneath the net of Conklin, where it comes behind the Minot High goal line, where it comes back away now to Windjam, and Windjam coughed it up. Here come the Magi up to center, 2-on-2. Luck out to neutral ice, had his pocket picked on the near side by Baron Stibbe. The point leaders for each team scrum it out. Minot's got the puck back here with Luck. He brings it into the zone, and now it's going to be taken away there as Luck was hit by two Eagles. Archibald carried forward into Minot High territory. Now Bradley's back into it. Takes it back behind the net away to the near side wing. Top of the circle, turned over. Here's a drive coming. Another blocker save. Conklin trying to get a glove on it. Taken away by the Magi. And Bradley from the near wing tried to go across the neutral or his defensive zone. Taken by the Eagles again, and they're going to take it back into the dot. Worked it back up top. It's worked back across. Top of the circle. A drive coming. Shot save. Rebound. Conklin made the save again. And on the near side wing, it's going to be picked up here by the Magi at the half wall. Tried to clear it out. They can't. Bollinger back in front. Look out. Loose in the slot. Turned on goal. Stop was made by the skates of Morelli. Morelli had it at his feet. It's taken by Davies. They work it down to the corner. The speed is the issue right now for the Magi because Davies has all of it. Here's a drive coming into the center slot. Knocked down. Puck taken away back by Cooper. Back behind the net here for Bradley. And Bradley's going to start the motor. Cross ice up to center. Got it up to Morelli, but it hopped off his tape. And back the other way we go now for Jack Bollinger, who carries in. Got it back away there to Cam Bollinger. He'll dump it. Chase Minot's got it back at center. And Morelli will dump it down to the Magi. Go off for a change here with 5 minutes complete to the scoreless first period. Nick Hulberg and Matt Morelli on the call today. Thanks for joining us on the PSP Network for the State High School Hockey Tournament. Puck's taken here up to center ice, goes off of Hagen. He's going to send it back out to the neutral ice zone of the far wing. Magi from the left to the right, right to the left for the Eagles, by the way, as Fryer brings it in. He'll turn it. Fire stop is made. Conklin. Conklin's been busy early. That's his 8th shot on goal and his 8th save of the game. Here comes Hagen. He'll fire it in. Wibkin turns that one down to the corner as it was steered off his blocker. Comes into the possession now of Eli Hansen. Gilmore was run into on the far wing. That brought the Davies fans to volume for the first time here today. Taken from center and dumped down from Elijah Hayes by the Eagles to the far corner over to the near, where it's going to come back down to Jones. And Jones bumps it away, but it's taken here by Davies again on the near side wing. Up to the line. It's going to be sent towards the net. Conklin down after it. Conklin's going to hang on. And it's a scoreless game with 11 minutes and 4 seconds left in the opening period.
Well, Minot's just got to do a better job of making a little bit better plays in the neutral zone. Got a little bit sloppy in their own zone. You can't turn the puck over like that. We're not getting pressure. If you're gonna play it out of the zone, it's got to be all the way out of the zone, not to the Davies defenseman.
Urgency's been the factor. When Minot High has not been good, they have played with zero urgency. And on a day like today, let's just be serious. We're the nuts and bolts of this thing. You're going to get the real uncut version of this one here today. You can't do that against a team that has the most speed in the entire league. And here's one of them that's got the motor on now. Stibbe goes coast to coast, walks it all the way down into the corner on the blocker side. Top of the circle, comes across. Here's a drive knocked down in front of the Magi net. Swanks is going to take it and fire it out to center. Comes back off of the D-man at neutral ice there for Davies. Demers right on the Fargo Force logo on the ice. Brought it back down. Stibbe's got it. Corner of the net. On the blocker side, take it back to the far point. And it's going to be held here. Now stick handling, dropping it down to the corner off of Yeager. Goes underneath the goal line. Bradley back in after it. Puck is controlled on the blocker side of Conklin. We are down to 10:14 to play here in the opening period. Nobody on the board yet. Big hit on the far side. Hello, Swangstu gets woken up there with a hit. The drive comes in. Stop is made from Conklin. Swangstu still slow to get up. Swangstu's going off to the bench. That puck came right to him. He doesn't even know where he's at right now. Fargo or Grand Forks, young man, no red pepper here. You're in the wrong city. Puck's taken out by Esslinger, and he works it away over to the far side. Morelli tried to clear the zone. Swangstu was nailed there on the far side by Hunter Demers. That was the hit of the game so far, and I'm telling you, I think Swangstu is rocked on that one. Magi trying to clear their own end. They do now. It's up to center where it goes off of Gilmore. Minot's going to dump it down into the offensive territory. It's taken across here by Davies, who has controlled pressure and the momentum of this hockey game from the start till this point right now, halfway in to the opening period. Eagles are going to be whistled off sides here with 9:23 left in our first period. It's scoreless. Shots are 11-2 Davies, and Davies has certainly dominated early on here.
Well, they've had it's been Minot's been pinned in their own zone here. I think you just, if you're unsure what to do, just fire it off the glass. Get a whistle. Worst case, just have a guy far side winger busting out of the zone to get there before it's an icing. But you've got to settle down. There's no reason to panic. You're not down, but we're giving up a lot of chances because we're turning the puck over in our own zone. You can't do that against these Eastern teams. They'll make you pay. You see the physicality of Davies. They're big. They're built like a junior team out here. So we know that. I don't know what it is with these guys, what their diet is, but they're just so much bigger. The speed. You take us aside from Stibbe. Yeah, they're all, Minot matches up all right there, but we're making mistakes in our own zone. They're leading to these shots on goal. You can't expect Noah just to have save after save after save. He's going to get worn down himself. We've got to get it back to like we were when we played him earlier in the year. You got to get. We need. We don't mind if their goalie's cold. But that's when we got to get down and get some pressure on him and get him when he hasn't had the activity.
Well, he's only had 2 so far. This is a media timeout inside the venue, by the way. Stop here with statewide TV on hand here today. The face-off will come back out to the neutral ice zone after the commercial break has been set. We want to tell you about our friends at the UPS store quickly. Located on South Broadway in Minot, UPS store open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 7, Saturdays 8:30 to 3. UPS store located in the Marketplace Foods Plaza. They bring you the matchup here today on the PSP Network as well. Top lines out for the Magi, if you will, or some of the top players. They've got Esslinger out with Deal and Morelli here. Puck's going to be taken and dumped down. I should say the green line versus red line for the Magi because that luck line obviously up in the mix as well as in the conversation of the top number 1 unit for the Magi. They got 2 that can go is the moral of the story. Bradley pokes it down to the corner. Minot High's got the puck in the offensive zone of Davies, but it's the Eagles trying to clear to center. They will. They go up to neutral with Cam Bollinger in front of the Minot High bench. He skates it down. Reed Cooper got into him. Puck was stripped from Bradley easily there by Bollinger. Bradley's got it back, and Bradley's going to flip it back up to neutral. That one hops through the legs of the D-man at center, waiting for Jack Bollinger. Puck's taken now here by the Eagles out of their own end. They try to flip it ahead forward, and up to center ice it comes where Kenko Fritz is in. He's going to walk and fire. High riser. Oh, came off the end boards, caromed off the glass. Out in front of Conklin. He didn't know it was there. Hopped over Kenko Fritz's tape, and it was almost 1-0 Davies, but that puck luckily had eyes to get away from Kenko Fritz. Davies back in with it. Side of the net. Blocker side underneath the goal line it comes now. Work back away to the far side. Magi have possession of the puck. Up to center. Swangster's back in with it. He'll make a fancy move now. Another. He's going to carry it down into the corner. He's got Jones out in front of the cage. Trying to bat it to him. It's taken away on the near side wing. And out with it comes Elijah Hayes for Davies, who carries in front of his own bench. Look on. Oh, no. That stick from Jones just went right into the Davies bench. Hopefully all the coaches are all right there. That came in like a tomahawk. Look out. Puck comes back up at center. Jones has it. Dump and chase Magi. Luck's going to go in after it. The goaltender, Wimcombe out of the net to play it. Shuffled ahead forward. Minot's got it back. Gilmore, center slot, lost a handle on it. To Stibbe's going to turn the motor on. Looking for his 42nd to the season. Carries in on the blocker side. He's pinned up down and deep by Manson. The puck's going to be taken here and bumped all the way back to the far point where it's delivered down to the corner off of Easton Rarick. He's had a good season as well for the Eagles. Stibbe, side of the net. Shot came in. Nets off its moorings, and we've got to stop in the play. Here with 7 minutes and 3 seconds to play in the opening period. It is scoreless on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. We want to tell you the Jersey Mike Subs brings you the matchup today. Jersey Mike Subs brings you the player of the week as well. You can vote for that on the PSP Network. They are a sub above at Jersey Mike's. Prestwich Orthodontics brings you this showdown here today as well. MinotBraces.com or call 852-2646. Specializing in braces and Invisalign for all ages. We offer free consultations and financing options to make it easy for you to take your smile to the next level. That's MinotBraces.com and Prestwich Orthodontics. Stop in the play as that puck's going to be flipped out ahead, and we're going to come all the way back into Davies territory on the glove side of the goaltender, Wimcombe. Matt, this is a kid that has played for 3 seasons now here for Nate Metcalf, the head coach of Davies, who's been the head coach ever since Wimcombe was the starting goaltender. He's compiled 9 shutouts alone this season and 15 in his high school hockey career. Those are some pretty good numbers. He comes in with a 137 goals against average into this matchup today at a 93% save percentage. Bradley's got it here. He's going to try to beat him. He just dumps it down to the corner, and Bradley's in after it. Puck's away to the near side, up to Reed Cooper at the line. Cooper bubbles the puck, but he still gets it away off to Morelli. He was ridden off there by Windjam. We go back up to center where Jones is going to try to spin it back ahead. Puck is scrubbed for right in front of the players' boxes. Comes back away down to Bradley, and Bradley goes back to Morelli, and Bradley's got it back. Bradley's got to get quicker in this matchup. Taken away out in front. Here's a drive. Oh, missing the net. That puck taken away, and now Bradley's got it again. No knock on the kid. I'm his biggest fan without a doubt. I promise you that. Just one step behind on the play here today for 9 Maroon, and that's not going to work when he's your top defenseman touching the puck on almost every single play. Puck's dumped down and sent in behind the Davies net and icing here with 5:48 to play here this opening period. It's a scoreless game. We've got to stop an immediate timeout. We're going to take one as well here on the PSP Network. We are sitting with 5:48 left in the opening period. Shots are 14-2 in favor of Fargo Davies, but nobody's on the board yet. It's the North Dakota High School Hockey Tournament here on the PSP Network.
We raise the bar on bar food with sandwiches, tenders, and
burgers.
There's more where this came from. To the greatest of all times, Buffalo Wild Wings.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, talk to State Farm agent Michael Lee Braun in Minot today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Well, a quiet atmosphere inside of the Shields Arena here in Fargo, North Dakota on the Thursday afternoon showdown in the quarterfinals of the state tournament. Scoreless with 5:48 left in the opening period. Nick Hulberg alongside of Matt Morelli on the call here on the PSP Network as the Eagles win the draw on the blocker side of Conklin. Puck sent in, knocked down, handled here by the Eagles on the near side. High riser, missed the net from Kanko Fritz. The carom comes all the way back down into Davies territory. Minot's got a trap at center ice set up here. It's moved ahead forward where Manson's going to handle on it. And Manson's going to take it up off the glass and move it off ahead down to Luck. As the puck comes back away now into the possession here of Jaden Luck, and he's got the 2-on-3 drill into the zone. He'll fire it down as he's upended at center there by Rarick. And the puck's taken back away where Schwenkstu tried to hold it in. He couldn't bounce past him. Now Bradley comes across the middle. It's taken away again, and back into the zone come the Eagles with it as it's going to come back down from Fryer out in front. One-time opportunity missed. Puck comes back away down for the Eagles underneath the net. Bradley scrubbing for it down and deep. Got a handle on it here. Now he shuffles it off the glass on the near side. This is the left side of the radio dial. Goes out to center ice directly at the checkered stripe. And we're going to have a stop of the play as, I don't know, there's a cameraman from local TV that's standing in front of me here. I couldn't see it. So puck is up into the bench, I do believe, with 4:48 left in the opening period. Nobody on the board yet.
Well, you see how much quicker your decisions have to be. You're not playing the Western teams anymore. These guys are so much quicker and they're more skilled. Things happen so much quicker. You don't really have time to making a bad decision. You just got to, if you're panicking, just throw it out of the zone. It takes all the pressure off your defenseman.
Here's a drive. Eagles fire on. Stop is made. Conklin from the center slot. It was taken. And now the puck's going to come around to the near side wing. Up to center it comes. Pushed ahead forward. Gilmore scrubbing for it. Gilmore hit after it, but it's taken there by the Eagles. And around to the near side they come for Fryer. And it's away to the near side where Eli Hansen scrubbed for it. Puck's going to come back away to the far side where the Eagles have possession in their own territory. They're going to ice it down here off for Rarick, and this one in with 4 minutes and 16 seconds left in the opening period. Scoreless on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard.
Well, it's a good whistle for Minot. This is exactly what Minot needs. You're getting outshot, but you're not down. Just now it's time to get back to their normal forecheck. We've got to get tougher on the forecheck and get that second guy's got in there, get a little quicker. But you're doing everything right so far. You're not making anything real terrible so far.
Puck's going to be worked back right in front of the benches here, and it comes all the way back into Minot High territory on the blocker side of Conklin, who's seen 15 shots so far. Davies on shooting Minot 15-2 in this showdown. You can go back in the record books. Minot launches it to the other end of the ice, by the way, and the Eagles are in after it where they're going to set up their breakout coming back the other direction. You can go back to 2017. These two teams played on this same ice surface. Minot got a victory in the state quarterfinals. Loose on in front. Oh, that one poked away by Wimkin. Morelli was on the doorstep, almost had a handle on it. Puck's taken away by Stibbe at center now, and he brings it in. Here's a drive coming. Conklin makes the stop, and the puck goes down into the corner where Archibald's in after it. Puck's taken back away to the near side wing and worked back up to the point. Hammered back down into the zone. Here off of Rarick, comes back away down to Bradley, down to Morelli, and here come the Magi. Morelli can't clear it out of his own end. Puck's taken away on the near side, and it comes all the way back up to center ice where it's taken now by Stibbe and the Eagles. He moves it ahead forward. Bradley's got it back, and Bradley goes back to center. Up now, it comes now into the possession here of Reed Cooper. It's taken by the Eagles. Minot's got a little more pressure on them. They're going to dump it all the way back down into Magi territory on the far wing where it's taken by Radke. He hits the brakes behind the net. Goes back up to Morelli. He's going to flip this one with the 9-iron out to center. Intended for Jones. Comes back away into the possession of Cooper. Taken here by the Eagles. They go back up to center with it. Puck's going to come right in front of the benches now. We're back the other way. We go now for Cam Bollinger. Sent out in front. Backhand. Conklin stopping a big one. Puck comes back away to the near side wing. Down to 2.5 to play in the opening period. Nobody on the board yet, but Davies is pressuring again. They come back up to the top of the circle on the near side. Jones is going to get whistled for a tripping call coming, as Minot High will be short-handed for the first time of the game as the Davies power play comes to the ice.
Oh, just those are tough to. That's a tough break for Minot. You're hanging in there with these guys, just kind of grinding it out, but you got to kill it off. You can't. It doesn't do any good to worry about it now. Just kill it off. Get back to 5-on-5. Don't give Davies any more advantage than they already have with us outplaying us this first period. You've got to be smart. Keep your sticks down.
Puck's going to be taken here and worked by the Magi, one end of the ice to the other from Reed Cooper. He sends it down, and Wimkum out of the net to play it. He'll leave it back in behind here where it's going to be set up by the Davies power play at Easton Rarick. Rarick on the far side. Brought it back in behind the net. He's got plenty of real estate here as Minot's got a 1-3 set up here as the puck comes back into the possession of Stibbe. Goes coast to coast, takes it down behind Conklin. Works it back up to the point. Across it comes, far side. Taken out by Esslinger, and Esslinger launches it all the way down. Back in behind the net to the goaltender, Wimkin. And Minot High's kill, a positive early on of this one. 1:17 ticks away a power play time for Davies with 1:39 left in the opening period. Neither team on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard in a quiet Shields Arena today in the quarterfinals of the state hockey tournament. Puck's down to the corner, work back up to the top. Jaden Luck takes it away. It's a one-on-one drill for Luck. He comes up through center, trying to get around the D-man. He does, locks in, turns it. Puck's taken down by the Eagles. They go up to center ice. Got to tell you, the press box here at Shields Arena, not quite the same as the VFW Sports Center at Bismarck for the WDA tournament. This is like being at the Ritz right here, isn't it?
Just a little bit more room to spread out.
I'm waiting for the butler to come out with a little warm towel and a plate of Buffalo Wild Wings for us, man. This place is fantastic. Up to center, under a minute to play in the period, 47 seconds to play in the period. Down to the corner it comes, offensive zone, Davies. They work it around to the near side wing at the half boards underneath the net, sent down in front, drop back over to the far wing. 10 seconds of power play time for the Eagles. Up to the far point, it comes down for Yeager. Drops it down, top of the circle, sent down in front. Stibbe onto the backhand, sent it across, goes back up to the far point. Deal hounding the man there at the line. Can he free it? He just quite can't. Jones is out of the box. Eagles have it out in front of the Minot net. Bounced around, taken by Bradley underneath the net. Bradley coughed it up to Stibbe, and the puck comes away now to Jones. Underneath the goal line, back to Bradley, who's got it here. Gets it away down to Radke. Cut him down, kids. We're at 7, now 6, now 5. Scoreless in the first. Minot High trying to get out of here with a scoreless game, and they're going to at the end of one period play. Scoreless at the end of one. When we come back, we'll have Carrie Eads, the GM of the Fargo Force, that will join us. We'll also have a recap of the period at the end of one period played in this showdown today. It's a scoreless hockey game with the Davies Eagles and the Magi from Minot High at state quarterfinal coverage here on the PSP Network. Premier Chiropractic Intermission Report comes up next.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
The best part about working at BNC National Bank is developing relationships.
I love working with people.
We've been here for over 25 years.
We've grown just like our communities we're in.
But we still have that personal connection with our customers.
And that's why we can find the best solutions for them.
It feels great seeing projects around the community and knowing we're a small part of making that happen.
We're helping people buy their first homes.
Plan for the future.
From startups to big business.
We're part of the community.
And we're proud of it.
Yours truly, BNC.
If your eyes could talk, they'd tell you life is better with LASIK. No more reaching for your glasses. No more dry eye from overwearing your contact lenses. Right now, Bismarck LASIK is offering free consultations for LASIK procedures. Break free from the daily hassles and expenses of glasses and contacts. Life is clearly better. Book your free consultation today with Bismarck LASIK and see the difference. Call 222-2020 or schedule online at bismarcklasik.com.
At Shots Crossroads, we make 8 gallons of homemade ranch dressing every day, so you can smother your dinner salad with it, dip those crispy golden french fries in it, and dunk your breaded chicken strips. You can even cover your... Wait, no. You can't put ranch on steak. Or can you? Shots Crossroads. Don't forget the ranch.
Comes back the way down to Oproot, and Oproot sends it forward to Luck. Luck's got a 2-on-1 into the zone. Luck dropped it back. Morelli did shoot. Scores! Oh, what a twisted wrister from Morelli. He made no doubt about it. Short-handed goal for the Magi. They lead 2-0.
If your eyes could talk, they'd tell you life is better with LASIK. No more reaching for your glasses. No more dry eye from overwearing your contact lenses. Right now, Bismarck LASIK is offering free consultations for LASIK procedures. Break free from the daily hassles and expenses of glasses and contacts. Life is clearly better. Book your free consultation today with Bismarck LASIK and see the difference. Call 222-2020 or schedule online at bismarcklasik.com.
We've played one period of hockey at the quarterfinals of the North Dakota State High School Hockey Tournament. Number 2 out of the East Region, Davies, and number 3 out of the West, Minot, deadlocked in a scoreless showdown today on the Premier Chiropractic Intermission Report. We'll break it down for you. Matt Morelli will come back and give his thoughts on it, but first, a special guest here on the PSP Network in our Premier Chiropractic Intermission Report. Former University of North Dakota great coach, player, you name it, across the board, and the current general manager of the Fargo Force of the United States Hockey League. It's Mr. Kerry Eads. Thank you so much, Mr. Eads, for coming on board and joining us here today. I've been a big fan of yours for a long time and followed your career for quite a while. First of all, how are things going for you here today?
Yeah, it's going great. I mean, a real entertaining opening game with West Fargo Cheyenne with their first ever state appearance and getting their first win, and Jamestown fighting back and making it a great game. You know, some top players in that game, you know, with Moser and Nino, state leading scoring leader. So a real good start to the day, and you know, Minot survived the first period here, so they can come out a little bit better in the second and third.
Touch on your role here at the State High School Hockey Tournament. You're in your home venue for the Fargo Force, where you're the general manager. A lot of scouting for you today. Is that your purpose here today, or just being a part of this whole tournament is something you do each and every year?
Absolutely, scouting is a big part of it. You know, I'm all over the country. Last weekend there was a big event in Blaine, Minnesota, with teams from all over the U.S. And you know, every weekend you're kind of somewhere. Try to catch a few of our home games. Watch our away games, like we played tonight in Lincoln and tomorrow and Saturday in Omaha. I'll catch those online, either live or delayed. So you know, it's fun to get out and see some people they haven't seen in a little while and enjoy some really good hockey at the North Dakota high school level.
You get to see an old player of yours, and that's Matt Morelli that is on our broadcast here. I got to ask you, what do you remember about Matt Morelli when you were the coach of University of North Dakota and the Minot, North Dakota product? Matt Morelli came over and played for the Sioux back at that time.
Yeah, hard-working kid. You know, just anything you asked him to do for the team, he was going to do. You know, in those days, the junior hockey wasn't what it is today, and you know, he would have probably been served, as most players do now, to go play a year or two or junior and come in at 20. You know, but it was a different ladder of development at that time. And you know, Matt gave us his all. He was fun to coach, a real character. You know, I knew his dad Reg really well. Really one of the greatest players and alumni ever at University of North Dakota. So you know, it was an honor to coach Morelli, and it's been fun to, you know, have them continue with you know, having Morelli play for the Fargo Force here a few years ago. I wasn't with the organization then, but it was fun to watch him.
At that time, if I'm not mistaken, you were with Sioux Falls winning a championship in the USHL. Is that correct?
Yeah. It was 3 years. I left North Dakota in 2012 and was 3 years in Sioux Falls. And, you know, we were fortunate enough to win a championship in 2015 and then, you know, came to Fargo and, you know, it's obviously a home state for me and a home area. My 3 children lived right near the area, and you know, it was a good move, and we were able to win another championship in 2018. Just missed out in the finals last year, but you know, we're putting together another team that hopefully will get there.
Talking to Kerry Eads here at our premier chiropractic intermission report, the former University of North Dakota great and the current GM of the Fargo Force. 164 points in your time at North Dakota, if my math is correct. You go from the old school days of playing at North Dakota back in the WCHA to coaching and scouting and being a part of hockey at every level. What is the state of hockey right now in your mind? Are the players getting better? Have they peaked? Are we going the wrong direction? I mean, you would be the guy to ask across the board. I'm not just talking North Dakota high school hockey here, but across the board, where do you see USA hockey traveling? Are we trending in the right direction as far as players with talent and all that sort of stuff?
I think USA Hockey is. You know, they've done a good job in their development model that they have for youth hockey. You know, set drills and getting a lot of kids on the ice and getting them moving. Back in, you know, 20, 30 years ago, you'd go to a rink and you'd see a line at each end of the arena and there'd be 20 kids in line. Now there's 5 lines of 4 kids. You know, so they're getting that many touches, small area games, making it fun. You know, but we've got a big challenge ahead of ourselves. Hockey's an expensive sport. You know, people in North Dakota would be absolutely shocked how expensive it is around the country. So, you know, we're really lowering, you know, our clientele and our population that can afford to play the game. And that'll be a real challenge to USA Hockey moving forward.
Your time at North Dakota, 1978 to 82, that's when, and I got to be careful in the world that we live in now, but that's at a time where you had to be a man to play hockey. You had to be somebody that was rough and rugged and willing to do that. I have a conversation each and every night that we do these broadcasts, the high school games, how the game has changed so much, where hitting is starting to kind of evolve its way out. Do you like the new style of play that isn't as rough and tumble? I mean, at the USHL level, obviously hitting and fighting still has to be a piece of that, isn't it, Kerry?
It is. You know, back in my day, you know, especially in junior hockey, it wasn't much different than the movie Slapshot, which, you know, people kind of would shake their head at, and it wasn't. You talk, as I go to different rinks around the country and ran into some people that, you know, played with and against, you know, it was crazy. So a lot of the craziness has been taken out of it. Obviously, safety is a big factor, you know, with the hit from behinds and different things. But, you know, I am a little bit hesitant of, you know, whatever powers that be that take out the physicality of it. We want to keep it safe, but, you know, it's fun to get hit, it's fun to take a hit, and it's a fun thing for the fans. The fighting is a different story, and that's somewhat in junior hockey now, but it's really minimal. And, you know, it's a great game, it's a fast game, And it's really enjoyable to watch at the NHL level, and we just got to keep developing skilled players.
Final thing for you, Fargo right here with the Shields Arena, a primetime venue for USHL hockey in the United States Hockey League. Fargo's a program that's been on the map for plenty of seasons. How is the organization and how is the team as a whole for Fargo and things going inside the USHL for Force hockey?
Yeah, it's great. We have a beautiful facility, as you can see, and it's just tailor-made for junior hockey. It's the right size. All our suites are paid for, and we have some big crowds. 2 of our last 4 crowds that we had in the last 2 weekends were sellouts. The other ones were close to 4,000. So, we're doing a real good job of, putting a good product on the ice that people come to. And then also, as you see around the concourse, there's games and videos and things to draw the little guys to. So, we're really fortunate to have a great junior organization and a great city to run it in.
I sure appreciate your time. Like I said, I've been a fan of yours for a long time as a Minot, North Dakota native and a big UND hockey fan and, of course, a Force fan as well. Thank you, Kerry, for joining us here on the broadcast.
Appreciate having me on. Thank you.
That's Kerry Eads, the general manager of the Fargo Force, former University of North Dakota standout, 164 points for the Sioux back at 78-82. A couple titles to his name as a head coach in the United States Hockey League. Certainly knows his way around the rink. We sure appreciate his time here at the Shields Arena. That's Kerry Eads, former UND great GM of the Fargo Force. Time for our second period of play. Nick Hulberg joined by Matt Morelli on the call of this one. This was the Premier Chiropractic Intermission Report, premierchiropracticnd.com, where you can find Dr. Becky Perry-Domries, Dr. Kirk Mason, and Dr. Cody Haugen at premierchiropracticnd.com. We sure appreciate what they continue to do for supporting high school athletics across the state of North Dakota. PremierChiropracticND.com. We didn't get to a whole lot of commercials in that intermission report. That's because you don't get a chance every day to talk to somebody like Kerry Eads, so we certainly appreciate him. We're underway for the second. Minot traveling from the right to the left, left to the right here for the Davies Eagles as the puck is controlled here by the Eagles. Down in the Minot high end, they've got the puck side of the cage. Shoot down in front. Oh, what a stop from Conklin. He came up and kicked the pad out and kept it scoreless as the puck is swept out by the Magi and out to center where it's taken and worked back away here by Rarick, who sends it ahead forward. Bradley on the near side wing with a backhand, trying to shuffle it out. Puck comes back into the possession of Jones to swing. Stews into the zone. Jones has it again. Center slot, tried to fire, knocked down in front. Nice play from Stibbe, got a stick on that one. And we go back out to center where the Eagles have possession. They're going to carry in. They're going to bring it out in front. Conklin makes the stop underneath the goal line. Archibald's got it, sent it out in front of the net. Magi push it out. This puck's going to roll all the way in on goal. Wimpkin's going to be out to play it. Came off the stick there of Deal as Wimpkin tried to fire to head forward. Minot High almost had a grade A opportunity. Puck comes back away from Morelli. He takes it away. Here's a chance. Morelli's in. He'll fire. Shot save. Rebound shot. Oh, it was sent towards the cage by Esslinger. And the stop was made from the D-man. The Magi come out with a different face-on here in the second. And 1 minute, 18 seconds in, the Magi are buzzing. It's a scoreless game. But wow, this Magicians team looks a lot different in the second than they did in the first.
Sorry, I don't think Esslinger got as much on as he wanted. He had a nice chance off a rebound there, but nice 2-on-1 for Minot. We've got to find a way to hit the back. It's got to find the back of the net on some of these chances. We're not getting many.
Puck comes back away in the Davies zone, back up to center ice. Taken here at center and rushed back away by Cam Bollinger. Drops it off center slot and on Conklin. He goes down. He'll hang on to it. Look out. Player goes into the net. Look out. Davies guy gets up after he took the net off the moorings. That's Cam Bollinger. He comes up throwing punches. Is Minot going to find themselves on the power play here? Or will they let Cam Bollinger have his moment of rage? Probably will at this point in the contest.
Either way, you're Minot. Just be smart. We don't need to be getting in a matchup of getting penalties with these guys. Just there's too much firepower on Fargo Davies. You just got to be smart. Good call. Face off outside. Their guy knocked the net off, so could have gone either way. But getting back to the start, that's probably the start you want for Minot. But let's get some shots. We've got to have more than 3 this period.
3 shots, 3 saves at the end of one. 17 shots, 17 saves at the end of one. Only 20 shots combined between these two teams, and Davies through one period of play had 17 of them. They're going to push up to center now, and they carry in. Here's a drive coming. That one off the shin pad of Radke comes back to the point. Eagles across to the far point, top of the circle. Drive came in, knocked down. Puck's taken away over on the far wing, and now Manson's got it underneath the goal line here. Taken by Bollinger, comes back away now to Brock Manson, and Manson's got it here where he sends it up off the dasher, goes out to Esslinger at the top of the point in his own D zone. He was plastered on the wall on the far side. Manson tries to clear, can't, loose in front. Here's a drive coming. Oh, Radke got in there and spun it away on the near side, and now Morelli brings it up to center with Esslinger. Esslinger makes a move, has Morelli out in front, couldn't get it off to him. Puck comes back away on the near wing, offensive zone, left side of the radio dial. Here for the Magi, where it's going to come at the half board, scrumming forward still. Morelli trying to fight for the puck, but it's Cam Bollinger that's out with it. He'll flip this one up to center as he used the pitchfork to get that one to neutralize. Comes back to Riley Hagen. Hagen at center's tattooed. Luke Lorenz got into him. That brought the Davies section alive. Hagen's got it back on the near side. He bumps it ahead forward, trying to go to Gilmore. Here comes Eli Hansen into the zone. He'll turn it, fire, sent it wide. We're down to 14 minutes and 3 seconds to play in the second. The Magi send one in from Gilmore. The stop is made from Wimkin. We're 2 minutes, 59 seconds into the second. And Minot is a different team here in the middle frame.
Well, that's what you need. They've got to get confidence to know that they can skate with these guys and be offensive. We were on the tough. We took it on the chin that last period of being in our zone the whole time. Minot's got to get back to thinking, being confident, saying we can generate our own chances.
Puck's back in behind the Davies net where it's wrapped around to the near side wing. Comes back up to Bradley. Sent in front. Oh, Bradley sent it in. It was tipped in front of the net by Hagen. It went off of Wimkin and down to the corner where now Davies flips it out to center. They rush back in with it on the 2-on-4. They bring it back into Minot High territory. And it's Reed Cooper in his own zone that goes back up to the far side to Hagen. Out to center from the far side of the ice over to the near right in front of the benches. And at center right back in comes Elijah Hayes, who's got the best hockey here in the tournament that we've seen so far besides Andre Work for Davies. This line, they've got the all flow going right now here for the Eagles. It's up to center where Minot High is going to have possession from Jones momentarily.
Got to catch those passes. We're up ice and nobody on you. We got to have them.
Bradley on the near side, coughed it up, shot came in, save Conklin. He's on it to the blue paint and he's going to hang on to it with 13:03 left here in the second. And those deadly turnovers are going to cost Minot in large sums here today if they just can't figure out how to get it out of their own end from the defensive side of the play. Hate to be hard on anybody, but the lights are big. The bright lights are on you. You got to be big in these matchups, especially when it's scoreless, sitting with 13:03 left in the second.
Well, if you're Minot, you've got to really just play in your own zone. We've been talking about it throughout this year. That shows our inexperience sometimes, but still, it doesn't give you. You've got to get a handle on the puck. Be calm. Take your time. There's no reason to panic if nobody is on you. If you need more communication, your partner's got to tell you. The goalie's got to tell you. Fire it up the ice. Fire it up the glass. Fire it off the glass. Or if there's somebody on you attacking a guy from Davies, we're not hearing enough. You can just tell that there's not enough communication out there between these guys because we're having turnovers, and you just can't keep giving Davies those opportunities because they're gonna get warmed up and they're getting confident too with all the chances they're having. Let's not make it easy on them. If you're gonna give up one, make them. They got to work for it, but let's not give up one because we're having mental errors in our own zone.
13:03 to play in the second. The Magi and Eagles are scoreless right now. Nick Hulberg and Matt Morelli on the call here today as the face-off on the glove side of Conklin. One back to Bradley. It's pushed to center. They sailed the guy out of the zone to the Magi. That was Luck at center waiting for it to. This is almost like a Botno rugby brand of hockey here today from the Magicians as Schuster on the near side pushes out to center. And it's going to come back into the possession now of Matson. And Matson skates backward into his own territory. Bump to center again. Handled here at the line by the Eagles. They had to touch up on sides. Luck goes out to neutral. Swankstu's in on 1-on-4. Swankstu makes a move. He cuts down. There's a delayed call coming. The Magi are going to go to the power play. And here comes the Magi power play for the first time today with 12:28 left in the middle period. And this is going to be an interference call coming to Ashton Yeager, one of the top D-men for Davies on the season. It's actually a hooking call.
A hook, yeah. I was going to say a hook, but good things happen when you keep your feet moving. You might have got to do that. You've got to keep your feet moving. You got to give them a reason to hook and hold you and draw penalties. And now we're even for now. Let's see what we can do on our power play. We've got to get some chances. We need 3-4 shots here, good quality in the slot.
Lock out with Jones. They've got Deal on the far wing. Morelli's at the point with Bradley. Bollinger tried to clear it out. Off the draw, taken by Bradley, sent it off the glass, down to the corner. Minot's got it. Here's Luck out in front, comes back to Bradley. He's going to think about a wrister, just hangs on to it. Bradley skates backwards. Now he sends it in, dropped down in front to the Davies net, taken by Jones. Jones trying to get it down to Luck, who's all by himself in the blue paint. Down to the corner it comes as the scrum continues. In after it is Deal. It's going to be sent down and down. Davies clears it 200 feet and takes 30 seconds off of Mountain High's first power play of the game.
Well, our second forechecker's got to be in there quicker. You can't let one guy try to get the puck from one-on-one with Davies. You've got to have 2-on-1. Get the advantage. You're on the power play.
Up to center comes Deal. He's into the offensive zone. He's got Morelli with him. He just sends it around the end boards, trying to go over to Luck, and then it's taken and tattooed to the other end of the ice as that one came all the way down from Jack Bollinger. Bradley back to the other end of the ice for the Magi. 1:05 of power play time remains here in the second period with 11:30 to play here in the second. It's a scoreless game on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. And the Davies penalty kill has Mountain High frustrated big time as Bradley's back behind his own net to move it ahead forward to center. Jones has it. Jones just turns it over. What are the Magi doing? Puck comes back down to Bollinger shorthanded. He's going to skate it down. Across it comes. Loose in front of the Mountain High net. And here comes Morelli back the other way. They have numbers. It's a 3-on-2. Jones into the zone. Dropped it back to Morelli. Jones just threw it behind Morelli. And it's going to be taken and sent back in. Might have been better on the 5-on-5 attack than their power play that looks uncharacteristic from what we've seen this year from the Magi. They go up to center from their own end now. It's taken here by Luck. He's going to go over the red line down the blue. Luck trying to drop it back. Comes to the point. Swangstu's got it. Sends one in. That one whistled wide of the cage. Comes back away now by Davies on the near wall, and they're going to fire it to the other end of the ice surface. 10.5 to play in the second. Minot's first power play of the game is going to go nil on even registering a shot on goal as Radke's got it back behind his own net to way to the near side on the board. Swangstu to center, got it back to Hagen. Hagen had his pocket pick, comes back into the possession here. Swangstu fires it down on Wemkin. Wemkin dropped down to a pad, played it with the glove. Minot holds it in at the line with Eli Hansen. Puck's going to be taken here and worked back up to center. Here's the opportunity the other way here for the Eagles is in as Fryer. He's going to fire, sent it wide. Puck comes back away on the near side for the Magi. D-zone up to center. Into the neutral ice surface it came. It's taken here by Bollinger. He goes across the zone at neutral. Got it over there to Rarick. He moved it forward. The Magi have it back with Radke in the circle on the blocker side here of Conklin. Comes back away to the possession now of Reed Cooper. And Cooper goes up off the glass to center ice where it's going to be picked up by the big man again, Jack Bollinger. That kid looks like he should be playing football for the Minnesota Vikings. There's a big hit on the far side as Esslinger had his bell rung over on the far side wing. Off the hit there from Easton Rarick. Puck's at center right on the Fargo Force logo. And it comes all the way back in on the dump and chase here from Davies. 9:18 to play here in the second. Scoreless on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. Turnover by the Magi, their own end, centered out in front. Here's a try, miss Conklin on the glove side. Davies has it underneath. Radke tried to take it from behind the net. He'll sweep it away to the near side wing, and it goes back over to the far where it's going to come from underneath. Now it's going to be taken off of the stick of Esslinger. Davies with sustained pressure. They are buzzing. They bring it back out in front of the Mountain High net. Mountain High trying to clear the puck here. It comes back to Bollinger. Hard wrist shot off the end boards. Comes to Deal on the far side. Deal can't clear it out of the zone. Now Deal's going to get the chance to do it, and we're going to have a hand pass called on Davies, and that's just what the doctor ordered because with 8:43 left in a scoreless second, Fargo Davies was buzzing.
Tough shift for Minot there. You're having issues giving the puck up with making if these defensemen got to get quicker, make better decisions. You're kind of fumbling the puck back there. You don't have a lot of time. You're better off just to ice it. But I mean, there's not a lot of talk. It's helping your teammates out. You get the puck in the slot and you don't have a play. You just need to fire it out of the zone, not necessarily at their defenseman, but it's got to be away from their defense. We're trying to clear pucks out. They're going right to the Fargo Davies defenseman. That's an easy pickoff play for those guys.
By the way, Noah Conklin up to 21 saves in this game. Shots are 21-6 in favor of Davies. Scoreless on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard, 8:43 to play in the second. Conklin looking like Bray Efforts here today. And by the way, Bray Efforts has a new business in the Magic City. It's Spartan Lawn Care and Snow Removal. That's our choice for snow removal and lawn care in the Magic City. Talk to Bray Efforts today at 701-500-3366. That's Spartan Lawn Care and Snow Removal, 701-500-3366. Mason Kramer Photography brings you the state tournament as well. Your home for game action shots and senior portraits in the Magic City. Find Mason Kramer online at masonkramerphotography.com. North Dakota High School Hockey is your home for everything high school hockey in North Dakota. For stats, standings, results, you name it, ndhighschoolhockey.com. Some of our partners that bring you this showdown here today. It's been a good one. 8:30 left here in the second period. Nobody on the board yet, as Minot has had the answer in a riddle here for Davies that they haven't been able to solve yet. They've got the puck now, however, underneath the Minot high net. Back away to the far side wing from Bradley to the near. Here comes Jaden Luck up to center ice as he lofted that one ahead. Tried to feed it up now to Jones, but it was taken there by the Eagles. They come back through center with it. And at center ice, it's going to be turned back here by Cam Bollinger. Up to center it comes over the line here from Hunter Demers. Sends it back down into the possession here from Deal. Deal's going to fire this one out and all the way down. Will it roll down for an icing? It will. This icing is brought to you by our friends at Clean Tech 24/7 disaster response and restoration services. You can find them online at cleantechllc.us. They've been coming to the rescue since 1992. Under 8 to play in the second. Scoreless on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard.
Well, some of these faceoffs are getting to be more and more important. If you're Minot, you got to win those faceoffs in your own zone just to take that pressure off of Noah. He's been seeing a lot of action so far.
Puck's handled here by the Magi. Hail Mary pass got up off a Deal. Deal's going to skate in. He's got a lane with it. Deal's going to turn and fire. Oh, tried to pick the high corner. He sent it wide. Puck comes underneath the goal line down for the Magi. Sent out in front. Nobody there. Up to center for Davies across the neutral ice zone. Right inside the Minot High blue line. It comes down where Radke's got it back, and he sends it over to the far side wing. I think this is the chess match that Minot wanted against Davies here today. Hem Davies in just a bit. Shot came in on Conklin. And then Minot having some opportunities, but they have to capitalize on a few of those here. Puck comes back away on the near side wing and up to center and back into the Minot High zone. It comes centered out in front. Puck's taken away by the Magi. Taken here by Esslinger now up to center ice. He's over the red stripe. He dumps it down in behind the netminder Wimka. Minot High goes off for a 4-for-5 change, and it's taken here by the Eagles, who move it out of their own end up to center. Comes across neutral for Archibald. Bounced down to the corner. In after it is Radke. Radke's got it on the near side. Got it over to Gilmore. Gilmore's got it here, but he's got two Eagles on top of him. Comes back away down to Bradley, and Bradley sends it up the wall on the near side wing. Nobody there for a winger for the Magi to get it out of the zone. Bradley's got some real estate here. Hits the brakes behind his own net. Coughed the puck up on the near side. It's going to be taken back away by the Eagles, and the Eagles have it back down in the circle. Here's a drive coming. Bradley was dinged up on the play there. It's going to come away to the near side from Hansen trying to clear. Comes into the glove. Conklin hangs on tight to it, and Conklin goes down and bails the Magi out. Here with 6:21 left in the second. It's a scoreless hockey game on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard, thanks to the senior netminder Noah Conklin.
Well, nice job of Maya blocking some of these shots. That's a dirty job, but you just have to get in their way, block those shooting lanes as best you can.
Bradley behind his own net, fired it ahead forward to the far line, trying to clear. He does, out to center. This is a scrum for the puck as in after it is Hagen, who pushed it all the way down into the offensive zone. Left side of the radio dial, back up to center. Into the Minot High end it comes now here for Davies, all the way down. Here's a drive shot, save, rebound, chipped out of there by the Magi as Conklin had the blocker stop, and the Eagles were right on top of him. And now the Magi are going to flip this one up into the offensive zone where Hagen's going to carry it down on the near side wing. Scoreless hockey game with 5:45 left in the second. It's Minot and Davies at the state tournament. This is the quarterfinal matchup. 2-on-1 Eagles back into the offensive zone. Bollinger in, he'll fire, stop is made. Conklin goes down and hangs on to it. And with 5 minutes and 35 seconds left here in this second period, it's still scoreless, and Conklin continues to shine for the Magi.
Nice save by Conklin, but that play leading up to that 2-on-1, Maya's got to do a better job in the neutral zone. The puck's right at center ice there. 3 guys skate by it without playing the body on the big defenseman. I can't think of his name, but you've got to do a better job of that. If the puck is going to get by you, that's okay, but you better take a body with you. You better at least slow that guy down so your teammates can come back and help out. 2-on-1s against Davies won't be good.
Scoreless, 5:35 left in the second. It's the state quarterfinals here on the PSP Network.
Shots Crossroads. We make 8 gallons of homemade ranch dressing every day, so you can smother your dinner salad with it, dip those crispy golden French fries in it, and dunk your breaded chicken strips. You can even cover your... Wait, no. You can't put ranch on steak. Or can you? Shots Crossroads. Don't forget the ranch.
.535 ticks away. Sand through the hourglass. These are the days of our lives, and right now this is a day in everybody's life that's associated with this showdown here today that's got some intensity involved in it. It's a scoreless hockey game at the Shields Arena here in Fargo, North Dakota. Winner moves out of the state semifinals to play West Fargo Cheyenne, who beat Jamestown 3-2 earlier on today. It was Minot and company that had a late surge. They scored 2 in the third period, but Jamestown just didn't have enough of that one as Cheyenne beat them here earlier on today. Magi back into the offensive zone with Swanks to over on the far side wall, taken by Bollinger. Bollinger's going to move it up to center ice where it comes back away on the near side wing, taken into Minot High territory. And down to the corner it comes where Manson went back off of Jaden Luck. Luck is going to free it up to the near wing, up to Swanks to at center, tried to move it forward. Luck got it back on the near side. Jones will take it. He'll fire it down ahead. It's into offensive territory, but it's taken here by the Eagles on the blocker side of Wimkett. He goes up to center with it. It's taken from Fryer. Minot tries to take the puck away at center. They do. Radke's going to have a lane now. Radke's just going to walk in and go cross corner with it from the far side to the near. Morelli's got it back behind the net, trying to find the outlet. Finds Radke at the far point. Here's a drive. That one hit traffic, knocked down. Shaken up on that one was Luke Lorenz, who is now in on a 2-on-1 rush. Nice stop from Bradley. Comes up huge there as Bradley stopped an opportunity for a breakaway there for the Eagles. Puck's back up at center ice. It's in the feet of Esslinger, trying to sweep it down into the zone. Esslinger's going to get it back on the 2-for-2 scrum at center. Goes back to Radke. Radke will just drift this one ahead from the far side to the near. Into the offensive zone it comes. It's taken here by the Eagles, and they're just going to Hail Mary this one up back into Minot High territory. Bradley scrumming for it. Bradley had it in his stick. It was taken back away and fired up into the protective mesh.
Yep, nice save. Conklin got a piece of that one.
3:51 left here in this second period. That speed of Fargo Davies has had some of the top end guys for Minot High kind of hemmed in. Is that how you could paint that picture here?
Yeah, I would say it's just they just kind of they turn it up so quick, and I think Minot's not ready for it a lot of times. But they've got to start being a little more aggressive. I think there's nothing wrong with playing the hard body. Don't do anything. Don't be overly aggressive. But you've got to get in their way. You've got to slow them down. It doesn't have to be a big, gigantic hit, but Maya's got to start being a little more aggressive. We've got to get tough on these draws.
I can't think of her name right now. Oh, I got it. Dorothy. Toto, we're not in Kansas anymore. Fellas, we're not in the West region anymore. It's the Davies Eagles that won the EDC championship in the regular season, showing some muscle here in this one, but we are scoreless with 3:31 left here in the second period on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. Dorothy trying to cheer on the Magi here today, I'd have to assume, as the puck is sent down into the corner, and back in after it is Reed Cooper. Back away to the near side, taken by Morelli, and Morelli's going to fire this one out to center. We know one person in here cheering for the Magi. That's Wade Getzlaff. Wonder where he's sitting at here today at the Shields Arena. Puck comes down. It's fired on. Stop is going to be made by the D-man for Davies. Puck's underneath the net. This is Manson out with it. Sent it out in front to Morelli, and that one got through him, and it came all the way down to the other end of the ice. We're back in after it is Jackson Bradley for the Magi. Bradley hits the brakes from the far side of the near, trying to shuffle it up the wall. It's going to be taken by the Eagles, and they work it back up to the near side point, over to the far side. The big man Bollinger's got it. He fired it wide. Puck comes all the way back up to center now, where it's taken here by Bollinger moves it back across. Sorry, that was Yeager. Instead, moved it across. Came back away up to center now where it's taken by Hagen. Hagen's into the zone for the Magicians. He goes down to the corner with it, down to 2:27 to play here the second. Sent it out in front, up to Bradley. He's going to fire, hit traffic, comes to Hagen. Sends it out in front, comes to Gilmore. Shot, save, rebound. It's out of the cage. Gilmore had the chance, and Wimkin said no. Puck comes all the way back down into Minot High territory. Bradley back in on a foot race. Taken away by the Eagles. Shot came in. That one went wide from Hayes. Puck comes back underneath the Minot High goal now. Davies with the puck. 2 minutes on the dot to play here the second. High riser missed Conklin. Puck comes all the way back up to center. Gilmore's got it. Bumps it back ahead off of 25 Hagen. And Minot High is going to go off for a change here as Davies has it head back in their own territory. Lead pass, breakaway. Kenkel Fritz is in. Oh, Brock Matson, hello. Comes back and makes the stop of the game for the Magi in the D end. Bollinger's got it near side. Turned on, shot, save, rebound. Here's Luck back the other way. We've all of a sudden got ourselves a hockey game with momentum turning both ways. Davies got it back. Kenkel Fritz fire stop is made from Conklin on the high shot from the point. Comes all the way back around the end wall and out to center it comes. Shots are now 28-7 favoring Davies. And the Magi find themselves scoreless here with the number 2 seed from the East region. Puck's back in behind the Magi net, taken here by Radke. Radke's going to take it, fire it forward off of Jones. Jones leads it ahead. All the way down it comes. We're at the 1 minute call coming here in the second period where Luck's got it at the blue line. He's whistled for the offsides with 1:01 on the dot to play in the second, still scoreless.
Minot's defenseman, you can't go up the middle like that. There's too much traffic. Just play it safe and go off the boards. I don't know why we're trying to go up the middle so many times. We've been doing it for so many games. We've got to just not do that against these guys that are too tough. We're getting lucky. We're playing with fire here.
No offense to anybody in the West region, but we're. I don't know how to say it. This isn't. Davies is not a matchup against anybody over on the west side of the state. Obviously, the East is the powerhouse. Everybody across high school hockey very aware of that. Puck is taken here by Bradley. He sends it up off the glass out to center down into the offensive zone. All right, kids, get ready to count him down, but we've got a little bit of time left, 35 seconds. That one in on Conklin. Conklin makes the stop from the other end of the ice surface as that puck shot down, and we're down to 35.1 to play here in the second period of play. Scoreless on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard.
Well, we've said end of the period, you tighten up. We got to have this face-off. You've got to get tougher in your own end. That's what's boiling down to, is just we're having a little breakdowns on our own end, which is leading to all these Davies shots.
Puck comes away now to Bradley on the far side, trying to chip it back ahead around the net, taken here back by the Magi. Esslinger trying to clear, got it up to the point. Now a foot race back the other way with a lead on him as Yeager got it away from Esslinger. Minot High pushes it into the zone. All right, kids, it's your turn. 17 seconds to tick away here in the second period. Now 14, now 12. Minot High's going to have the puck only for a moment. Morelli tried to take it away there. Comes back to center. Bradley's got it, hits the brakes. Backhanded off the wall. Big hit at center. Comes to Bradley. 2 seconds. Shoot it. You need to. Here's the horn coming. And we are through. 2 periods have played. But Minot High's got to be happy with where they're at in some senses of the word right now. It is scoreless at the end of 34 minutes. My goodness. We'll talk to Dan Emery when we come back to our Premier Chiropractic Intermission Report. He's reffing this game here today. Emery in his 5th ever state tournament. We talked to him before the showdown here today. We'll talk to Dan Emery at the Premier Chiropractic Intermission Report. Matt and I will break down the stats of this one. We'll have a full game recap that will take no more than 5 seconds to tell you that the shots are 29-7. Davies, nobody's been on the board yet. Nobody's scored a power play. They've each had one. There's your game resets. But we'll still have plenty to talk about in our Premier Chiropractic Intermission Report. We'll talk to Dan Emery when we come back. Scoreless at the end of 2 periods of play. It's North Dakota High School Hockey on the PSP Network. The quarterfinals are brewing to be a dandy. In the third, we're scoreless through 2.
Crossroads, we make 8 gallons of homemade ranch dressing every day, so you can smother your dinner salad with it, dip those crispy golden French fries in it, and dunk your breaded chicken strips. You can even cover your... Wait, no. You can't put ranch on steak. Or can you? Shots Crossroads. Don't forget the ranch.
Comes back away down to Oproot, and Oproot sends it forward to Luck. Luck's got a 2-on-1 into the zone. Luck dropped it back. Morelli's in, shoots, scores! Oh, what a twisted wrister from Morelli. He made no doubt about it. Short-handed goal for the Magi. They lead 2-0.
If your eyes could talk, they'd tell you life is better with LASIK. No more reaching for your glasses. No more dry eye from overwearing your contact lenses. Right now, Bismarck LASIK is offering free consultations for LASIK procedures. Break free from the daily hassles and expenses of glasses and contacts. Life is clearly better. Book your free consultation today with Bismarck LASIK and see the difference. Call 222-2020 or schedule online at bismarcklasik.com.
We raise the bar on bar food with sandwiches, tenders, and burgers. There's more where this came from. To the greatest of all times, Buffalo Wild Wings.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, talk to State Farm agent Michael Lebron in Minot today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
Welcome back to the North Dakota State High School Hockey Tournament 2022. It's time for our intermission report. We're now joined by a 20-year veteran to officiating, Mr. Dan Emery. First of all, Dan, thanks for doing what you do, and thanks for some time here today.
Oh, you bet, Nick. It's great to be here. It's quite the honor, I think, to get chosen and just kind of come out and help these kids hopefully progress in their hockey careers.
5 years for you at the State High School Hockey Tournament. First of all, personally, you touch on that being an honor. What does it really mean to you, though, to be selected as one of the tops in the state of North Dakota, to be able to be here to have your skills on display?
It is an honor. I mean, it's huge. You're one of 12 people that get selected to come to officiate the State High School Hockey Tournament. You work hard all year long, put the time in, put the effort into it. I think this is kind of the ultimate reward. It's kind of a good closure for the season, each year. You get to see how each of these kids come and show up to this tournament and where they go after this. I mean, it's one of those things that I remember referencing some of the kids that have moved on to USHL, Division I schools, any of that, Mason Morelli is one that sticks out with me. I officiated him when he was younger, and it's fun to see him just progress and get better.
20 years for you with the stripes on now, and the next question: How did you get into refereeing? What made you decide to be one of the officials and go down this path?
Well, I was back in Minot. I was playing goalie in Bantam B hockey back then. I spoke with a Mike Schmidt and a Thor Nelson, which I think everybody knows who they are. They kind of got me into it, so I just kind of realized that's something I can stick with the game, even though if I don't go anywhere and play, I can always be around the game, be at the rink, be around the kids. It's one of those things that it keeps you included in it, and when you have a passion for the game like this, I mean, it's great that you can give back to it too. So
high school along with higher levels as well. You went over to Europe and got to showcase your skills over there. You had the national tournament last year for ACHA hockey in Bismarck. For you, where do you stand in line with goals of this? Is it just a goal to get to the state tournament every year and some of the college stuff, or is it a goal to go higher than that?
I think realistically my goal now is to just kind of stick with the high school and the college, the local, some of the grassroots stuff. I'm getting older now, so it's kind of one of those things. I don't know how much more of that ladder I can climb. It's fun to do the different levels of games. You know, you're doing the ACHA, and the next night you got a girls' high school game, or you go out and you do a 10U girls game. It's all part of giving back and just keeping the grassroots going and keep these kids playing. You know, I've seen throughout the nation, I think everybody's seen that shortage of officials. They're canceling games, kids are missing out. So as long as I can physically give back to that game and come out and help these kids play, that's what I'm going to do. So
I have to ask you this, and that's a good segue into the no hold barred portion of this interview now. How brutal really is it? I mean, obviously, you grew up playing in the 90s and then in the early 2000s. I mean, people are going to yell at refs, and you're going to take some lashings once in a while. Over 20 years, how bad has it gotten progressively as far as the heat that you guys actually take?
It all depends on the game from what I've seen. If you're getting into a high-pressure game, coaches are going to have emotions, players are going to have emotions, but that group feeds off of us officials. If we can show them calm demeanors and that we have control of the game, it's a whole different animal. But if that game does, end up getting a little out of hand, you're going to see that's when the officials are getting yelled at by the coaches, fans, even the players. They're like, come on, man, help us out. So it's one of those things that you've got to keep that demeanor. It doesn't matter if you're doing a 10U game or a national college game. You got to have the same demeanor, same attitude. Positivity is huge. Communication's key. As long as you're communicating with the teams and the players, it's a whole lot easier than if you just clam up and just call a game.
I gotta ask you this: how much pressure do you feel here at like a state tournament? You're a human being. You're a guy that played this game. How much pressure do you feel? Obviously, you're not going to get every single call right. I mean, you're a human, like I just mentioned. How much pressure is there behind that?
Not as much as when I was playing. I will tell you that. Coming on the ice, there's a huge pressure to just perform at that level that you have all season that got you here in the first place. As long as you show up and you call your game the way you've been calling it, and you're working with people that you haven't worked with all year. But the communication and just doing your game, making the right calls at the right time, knowing the rules, showing the effort. Skating's a huge thing too. A lot of people overlook that. You don't need to skate to be a ref. Well, you do, because that's how you get in position. That's how you make the right calls. And if you're in position and you're making the calls, coaches are going to be a lot easier on you, and the game goes a lot smoother. So it kind of takes that pressure off of you then. So,
final thing for you here, what would your message be to people, guys like me in my younger days that were pretty hard on officials, and some people that might get a little carried away and keep their emotions maybe not as in check as others? What would your message be if you had the opportunity and the platform to fire back here for just a moment, or at least say your saving grace?
Yeah, I mean, emotions are going to come out of everybody. I mean, it's a game. Whether your kid's playing, whether you're playing, whether you have played, you're always going to have that emotion because you have that passion. The only thing that we ask as officials is don't get personal. Keep in mind that it is a game still, and we're out there doing our best. The kids are out there doing their best. Things are going to get missed. There's going to be mistakes made, whether it's on a line change or the referee misses a call. It goes both ways. So it's one of those things that, yeah, we like the emotion, we like the hype of the game, and we like getting the flow going. But the personal attacks are one of the things that a lot of guys shy away from the game. You get yelled at one time, get called out in the parking lot. They're not showing up to do another game. So, yeah, yell, cheer, scream. I agree, 100%. That makes the game what it is. But yeah, just don't get personal with it. That's all we ask. So,
I sure appreciate you, Danny, for what you do, your time here today, and what you do on the ice as one of those officials, one of the greats in North Dakota. Congratulations on being back at the state tournament, and we hope to see you for many years to come. Thanks again.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks, Nick. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Dan Emery, an official in North Dakota, 20-plus years in refereeing fifth state tournament for Mr. Dan Emery. When we come back, we'll break down the period. This is North Dakota high school hockey and state tournament coverage on the PSP Network.
Galactic pizza is out of this world. There's nothing like it anywhere else in Minot. Too much to handle? Try one of our famous large specialty pizzas like the Blue Buffalo. Get the best pizza in Minot and play some laser tag. And Planet Pizza, South Broadway, Minot.
Boils down to 17 minutes in the third period as both teams are deadlocked right where we started tonight. It's a scoreless hockey game on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. It's Nick Hulberg and Matt Morelli, the former University of North Dakota Fighting Sioux, former Minot High great, that joins us on the call here today. Minot traveling from the left to the right for the third, right to the left for Davies in the third. Scoreless at the end of one, scoreless at the end of two. And the final 17 upon us as the Magi take the puck and move it back ahead forward. Eagles have possession here. Bollinger brought it in. Bradley's going to take it away. He'll bump it up to center ice, and it's taken right back and sent in by the Davies Eagles. Back in behind Conklin, where in after it on the near side wing was Reed Cooper trying to move this puck up to center. He's going to send it down, and an icing will be charged here. We want to tell you one more time that Premier Chiropractic ND.com and Premier Chiropractic is our family's choice for chiropractic care in the Magic City. Dr. Becky Perry-Domries, Dr. Kirk Mason, and Dr. Cody Haugen can be found at Premier Chiropractic in the Magic City. Experience the difference at Premier Chiropractic. They brought you the intermission report to that conversation with Dan Emery, former Minot High goaltender, now a 20-year veteran of reffing North Dakota high school hockey. 5 years at the state tournament. What an honor that is to be selected as one of the gentlemen that gets to come to the big dance. Davies back into the offensive zone. Here's a drive coming. Puck goes back down underneath the net. Comes back away now here to Manson. He turned it over. Comes right out in front. They shot. They scored. And a deadly turnover for the Magi results in Cade Stibbe tucking one in. And Stibbe finds himself his 42nd of the year. Eagles strike for first blood 1 minute into the third period. Now this place comes to volume just a bit. 1 minute into the third period of play, and Davies is on the board.
Well, it's a tough break for Minot. You had a reverse behind the net, and there was nobody. It was the Davies guy was in front of the Minot guy. He just picked it up and walked out front. You just have to be sure. It's a tough call, and you hate to get on a guy. You have the turnovers are so important at tight games like this.
Stibbe's on the goal. I'm trying to listen in with the headphones off to the PA guy. You can't hear him at all here today, so we do apologize. We know it's 22, picking up his 42nd of the year. Well, is that a nail in the coffin, or does Minot High have a solution here for Davies with the shots at 31-7? A lead 1 minute into this third period. And I said that at the start of the broadcast about 5 minutes in here today that Minot High defensively today just had to be quicker on those decisions back behind the net and around the blue paint here today, and that cost them big time as Davies has the puck back again in the offensive zone, and they work away from Bollinger underneath. Taken underneath the goal line, bottom of the circle with a backhand. Shuffled out front. Here's Hagen out to center. He pushes it ahead. Hagen had the chance. It was taken off of his tape and worked back ahead forward by the Eagles, who handle at center. Comes back into the possession now for the Magi. Hagen across the middle, taken by Stibbe, and Stibbe's going to handle back underneath the Minot High goal. Puck's back in behind the net. Stibbe's got it, sent it out in front. Nobody there. Puck comes back away underneath the goal line where Stibbe goes after it. High off the glass. Comes back away to the line where Rarick handles. Comes across down for Stibbe, and Stibbe at the top of the circle takes it down. Fires on, missed the net. Puck comes back away. Up top here for Rarick. He'll turn and fire, knocked down. Back in behind the Minot High goal. Back to the far point. Handled now by Bollinger. Pushed out to center. And back at center ice, it's taken here by Rarick, who dumps it in.
Oh, I wish we need Conklin to come out and stop those pucks. That's what's hurting. It just makes such a big difference. It's more work for the defenseman. Like to see him come back there and at least set it up for him if he's got time.
Davies fires this one. Minot fires this one into their own bench and a stop in the play. Last five for Davies. If you missed the Shields pregame show today, they're a team that's clipping right now at a pretty good pace. 4-1 in their last five. Their only loss in the East Region Championship to Fargo South Shanley. Scored 20 goals and given up 8 in their last 5 games. That shot came in, caromed off the end boards. Conklin's got it. 9-1 in their last 10, Matt, and a team that scored 41 goals in their last 10 games with a goals against average of a 1.2 in their last 10. Wycombe one of the top goaltenders in the East region and in the state of North Dakota. He's going to look to be a next-level guy. Played 3 years now for Davies as a starter. Back in his sophomore campaign, he put together a 1.58 goals against average and a 92% save percentage. He's under the net to play it here as Minot High carried it down. They work it across from Luck. Nobody home at the blue line. In his junior year were his worst numbers by far. His junior year, he had a 2.42 goals against average and a 90% save percentage on a team that went 13-8. They didn't qualify for the big dance last year. And now this year, he's been stellar with a 1.37 goals against average. And Minot High is going to have to try to find a way to put something more on than just 7 shots in this game, because with a kid that's got 15 shutouts in his high school career, they don't really come in bunches in a matchup like this. Puck's taken out by Jones, ahead forward. Came back on into the neutral ice zone. It was taken by Luck. He'll dump it down. And in after it are the Eagles back in their own territory. Out to center ice it comes as Cam Bollinger moves it ahead. Taken by Esslinger only momentarily. Bollinger's got it again. He skates it down. Morelli takes it away. And here come the Magi. They've got a 3-on-2 back the other way if they can hurry. Into the zone it comes for Luck. Trying to go back to Morelli. Taken back away by Bollinger. Back to center they come, and Bollinger's going to work over the neutral ice zone. Walking, firing. That one hit traffic gun in front of Conklin on the blocker's side. Goes back away down into the corner where in after it for the Eagles. And scrubbing now is Fryer. Works out, fires over the head of Conklin and wide. That was a twisted wrister that came up. Down to 12:42 to play in the third. This is a 1-0 hockey game. Davies on top of the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. Cam Bollinger from the slot. Glove save. Flashy leather stopped from Noah Conklin. His 32nd save of the game. We've got ourselves a media timeout. We're going to bust away as well for just a moment. We're live at the Shields Arena here in Fargo. The hometown Eagles have a 1-0 lead as we have 12 minutes and 33 seconds remaining here in the second period. It's North Dakota High School hockey. Here on the PSP Network quarterfinal matchup has been a doozy.
Life is all about moments. Big moments. Small moments. And those moments you can't put into words. It's how we at First International Bank and Trust live first and have been for more than 110 years. One customer, one family, one moment at a time. First International Bank and Trust. Live first.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
Fans across the board dialed into this one here today. We sure appreciate you for joining us on the PSP Network. Davies with a 1-0 lead. The Magi sit with 12 minutes and 33 seconds remaining to see if they could close the gap on the top team in the regular season from the East region. Number 2 seed coming out of that East region tournament. They played their last game of the EDC tournament on Monday due to weather conditions. They beat Fargo South, or they lost to Fargo South Shanley, in that matchup. All the respect and credit in the world for Nate Metcalf's Davies Eagles. This is a good hockey team, and they're going to be tough down the stretch of this tournament. Does Minot have an answer for Davies right now? The shots are 31-7. It's been Conklin that's held Minot High in this one as the puck is handled here by Stibbe. Back behind the Minot High net. Takes it up to the top of the circle, far wing. Spins it all the way back around to the top of the circle on the near wing. Puck comes back out in front of the Minot cage. Turned over. Here's a drive. Oh, my goodness. What's going on? Puck was taken right off the stick of Reed Cooper. Almost like, here you go. Take it from me. Fire it on. And Conklin says, no worry, my friend. We'll bail you right out of jail. Stibbe's quick. And you got to give Fargo Davies credit on those plays. It's their speed that's had Minot hemmed in here today, and defensively I wouldn't like to be back there either because Davies obviously has a jolt of speed that Minot hasn't seen this year except for the matchups against Roseau, Magi, and Davies on the season. I don't know a team in the West region that's as quick as Fargo Davies is on the season. Top to bottom, certainly not. Gilmore's got it here. Puck's taken up to the near side wing. We did our preview show last night on the PSP Network for this tournament. Bob Gillen from North Dakota High School Hockey.com, our good friend, has Davies picked to win the state championship, by the way. And for good reason. They're a team that is favored coming in. They've only lost 3 times on the year, Matt. That puck's up and out of play. And you look at this Davies team and what they've been able to do, their losses on the season. They lost to Red River. They lost to Moorhead 5-4. And then they lost to Fargo South Shanley 3-1 in the EDC championship game. And you look at those 3 teams, that's a pretty impressive record across the board. South Shanley, Red River, and Moorhead are the only teams to take you down in the regular season or the postseason. You know that things are going pretty good. This is a 21-3 team. Hard on the Magi a bit here today as the puck comes over the line. We'll have a whistle to play. 10:59 remaining here in this third period. 1-0 Davies. You're hard on the Magi in this one here today, or I am, in this showdown here today. But you really need to turn the attention maybe back to Davies with how good of a program and team this really is. Minot is outmatched on paper, and here today you want them to win so bad, obviously.
Well, Davies is deeper, more skill. They're no question in size. They're so much bigger, but all you can do is there's no substitute for hard work. You just got to go to work, but fundamentally we've got to be better. There's plenty of time. It's not over by any means, but Minot's got to generate some more shots. We haven't had a shot yet this period.
Puck on the blocker side. Here's one coming. Morelli fires it in. The stop was made. Wimcombe went down. He went onto the pillows and he hung on to it. A goaltender that wears a C on his uniform representing his leadership. Morelli got it at the top of the circle. He scored from there plenty of times on the year. 18 tallies in the goal column for Mackley Morelli, the freshman. Coming into this tournament as the top producing freshman in the state of North Dakota. Youngest talent in the league that has points on the board. Davies pushes it out to center. It comes all the way back into Minot High territory where Bradley's back behind his own net. Bradley to the near side, got it to Swankstu. Now the Magi run and gun up to center ice where Luck carries in, top of the circle, brings it down to the near side wing. Morelli's back in after it underneath the goal line. Minot High's got good pressure here. Swankstu couldn't get a handle on it. Now Stibbe's out to center. 3-on-1. Here come the Eagles back into the zone. Stibbe turns and fires, sent it wide. And the puck comes all the way back to the line where it's sent in, knocked down right in front of the net. Back away to the far side wing, bottom of the circle, underneath the goal line, sent out in front. Bradley jabs at that one, goes back into the corner, reverses it back here to Luck, and Luck fires it up the middle where he got it back away to Swankstu, and Swankstu can't clear the zone. Back in come the Eagles. Here's a drive coming, dropped out right in front of Conklin, and the stop is made. 9:55 to play here in the third period. It is 1-0 Minot High, and we've got a stop of the action. An immediate timeout inside of Shields Arena. Davies in the driver's seat with 9:55 to go, leading 1-0.
Well, it's got to get back to just straight up hard play. We've done a nice job staying out of the box. They've pretty much let him play today. There hasn't been anything real obvious that probably should have been called, but if you're Minot, you've got to just get your feet moving a little quicker. So we maybe we've got to draw a penalty. We've got to get the play down in their zone. We're just not. We haven't had any shots. We haven't had anything really remotely close to a grade A chance for a goal, but their two Davies' defensemen are just solid. They don't give up a lot. They keep everything pushed to the outside. We're just, I don't know. I think we got to do a better job of reading that breakout when they're sent it. They stop and they want to go back the other way, and the other side, it seems like they're having no problems getting out of their own zone today. So Minot's got, you're getting to the point in the game where you've got 10 minutes left. You're probably going to have to start taking some chances. The defensemen are going to probably have to start pinching maybe a little bit, as long as there's a guy up there. But we can't be given outnumbered chance like when you got Stibbe coming down on a 2 3-on-1. That's not going to go well for Minot.
A mission that you don't want to be on.
No, I don't think anybody wants to be on that.
Without a doubt. Prestwich Orthodontics in the Magic City brings you this matchup here today. MinotBraces.com, Prestwich Orthodontics specializing in braces and Invisalign for all ages. There's the Let's Go Eagles chant. This crowd has been more than disappointing here today. The atmosphere in here has not been very lively by any means. Been an up and down showdown as far as the shots are concerned for Davies with a 34-7 advantage there. And it's just kind of been quiet in here in that last matchup. Quite a bit louder as Jamestown came back in the third period. from down 3 to bring it to 3-2. They just couldn't pull the trigger. Minot had a chance to clear the zone. They can't. Out in front, Bollinger had it taken away. Here's Deal up to center, got it away now to Gilmore, and right back in come the Eagles as they've got pressure, and they walk it back across the Minot High blue line. Here's a puck that's taken away now, and we've got a tripping call coming on the Magicians. Into the box will go Matson, and the Davies power play comes back out onto the ice surface. As Dan Emery had the call there, it's a tripping and a 2-minute call on Brock Matson as the Magicians hemmed in their own territory. The Eagles power play out for the second time today.
Well, it's time for a shorty. We got to do something. We need a break here. I mean, worst case, let's just kill it off. You're still down to a little over 7 minutes. There's still time, but we've talked about it. We can't take penalties like that. We're kind of running around, and tough one to take at this point in the game.
Puck's taken here by the Magi. There's Luck, pushes it out to center on the near side wing. Again, left to right for the Magi, right to left for the Eagles. Wimkin came out of the net to play it, to get it away from Luck. Luck was taken down to the corner. No call on the play there. Puck's going to be picked up here by the Eagles, and they're going to start the rush back to center again as the puck's taken back away here by Rarick, and Rarick skates it down in about in high territory. Nice play from Bradley to get it away from him, but it's underneath the goal line, and the scrum continues on still as it comes back into the possession of the Eagles up top of the circle. Drive came in, missed the net, bouncing puck, into the blue paint. Stop was made. Conklin back in front, backhander up over the net. That opportunity was there from Hunter Demers, looking for his 16th point of the year, but he sailed it over the cage. 1 minute, 10 seconds of power play time with 8:24 left here in the third period. 1-0 Davies on top of the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. Puck comes up to center ice, and it's taken out by Luck. Short-handed, Luck brought it back into the zone, but it was taken and flipped right back to center where Bollinger's got it. He moves it across center slot. Here's a drive. They scored into the back of the net. Christian Kanko-Fritz puts it into the net. A power play goal for the Eagles, and it's looking like the Magi might need a wake-up call for earlier tomorrow because they are down 2-0 with 8:06 remaining here in the third period. Nice shot from Kanko-Fritz, by the way, as he just blasted that one in with a wrister.
Tough break. I think he got deflected. It hit somebody's stick and just enough to, get by Conklin, but that's a tough break. And you talk about special teams. Minot's got to see if they can make it a game here. You're only down 2 and you got lots of time, but you got to get 1. Take it 3-4 minutes at a time. You don't have to get 2 in the same shift.
Goal was scored with 8 minutes and 4 seconds left in the third period. It's 2-0 Davies on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. We'll try to listen in. Kanko-Fritz from number 11, Cam Bollinger, and we've got ourselves a 2-0 hockey game. That was the 35th shot of the contest on Noah Conklin. Here come the Magi. They've got a 2-on-1 out to center. Hesslinger ahead forward. He's got Hagen with him. He's just going to fire, drop down to the corner. Comes back down to Hagen underneath. Sent it out in front of the net. Here's a clear lane. Radke on a tee. Sent it right into traffic. Puck comes back away on the near side wall. It's Davies that fires it down in on Conklin. Conklin's going to hang on to it. Conklin makes the save, and we are down to 7 minutes and 10 seconds to play in the third period. Davies is up 2-0.
Well, you just got to do a better job of everything's got to be on net. At this point, when you're down 2, we've only had 1 or 2 shots this period, if that. You just got to put them on, throw it anything towards the net. You never know. A lucky bounce. At this point, you can't be too picky.
Well, last year about this time, you were asking the fans from the Magic City if anybody had a little bear that we could do some voodoo on. About time to whistle in for an eagle somewhere across the board, but you know what Goody said before the game, that's highly illegal, of course.
We need a doll and some needles.
Out to center ice. The puck is going to be handled here now by the Eagles. They work it into Minot High territory. Freeman kicked it out to center, and at center ice it's taken by Davies. They're going to dump it back ahead forward. This is the hockey hairline for them, and down into the corner it went past Elijah Hayes. It's taken here by the Magi. They try to flip it out. They can't. It's held in at the line. The reality is the East region just has some power. And Davies is one of those powers here in 21-22. They may be the power. Puck's taken now by the Eagles. They're trying to work it back out to center ice. Comes away to the near side wing. Chip back in behind Conklin. And Freeman's got him back in behind his own net where he goes away to the far side. Comes back away to Bollinger. The offensive zone here for Davies. They're going to work it back out to center. The puck comes back all the way back into Minot High territory. You ask, why is it the Magi can't get the job done ever at this state tournament? And this year I think that there's a piece to that puzzle, and that's that it's a whole conversation that goes a lot deeper than what we've got time to talk about here in this showdown. Obviously with the play-by-play needing to continue as Bradley carries it ahead forward. He's into the zone, top of the circle, turns and fires. Webkin goes down. He'll hang on to it with 5:43 remaining in this third period. 2-0. Davies on top. Here's my disclaimer. There's no negativity coming at all, any underlying for me at all with this statement. But Minot has 5 guys or 6 guys that are eligible for high school age hockey that have packed up and moved out of the Magic City to go on to other opportunities to play at a more competitive level than we see here. I mean, it's a different contest. It's a different story. If you've got, and again, it needs to be reiterated that there's no knock on those kids. There's no knock on their parents. There's no knock on any of that. It's not what I'm saying. I'm just simply stating that with Anthony McIntosh on the blue line and Naring up front, who's at Shattuck St. Mary's, and McIntosh, who's at Academy playing hockey as well. And this is a different look today, but that's neither here nor there. However, with the crew that is here for Minot, a hard-working bunch, 5:43 remains here in this third period. Davies is up 2-0. What do they need to do here, Matt, in order to find a way to break through Wimpkin in this Davies defense? It just seems like nothing's really worked here today.
Well, you got to credit Davies, their defensemen. They're keeping everything, they're just limiting Minot's chances. They're so big and physical, and they know how to play the puck right, and they're just riding our guys off at the right times. They're not being overly, bad, dirty players. They're just physical and they're strong. And Minot has to just do anything to get pucks on net. You got to try anything. The defense, we're going to have to take some chances. You're down 2. It's not over by any means, but we need something.
Puck's handled here by the Eagles. They're going to take it away to the far side wing. Comes away down to Deal. He smashes it ahead forward underneath the goal line. Taken out by Luck. Sent back out in front. Nobody there. Luck's going to handle bottom of the circle. It's flipped up. Held in Minot High offensive zone. It's Reed Cooper that fires it towards the net. We're down to 5:25 remaining. Davies is up by a pair here in this one, 2-0, as we bring it back to the other end of the ice here for the Eagles. It's going to be pushed up off the high glass. Over on the far side wing, Bollinger out in front. Tried to sweep it back away, and underneath the half wall, it comes back to the line where it's taken and worked up by Rarickson. And that one goes off of Conklin again. Boy, has he been solid here today. Credit Noah Conklin with this one. No question who my MVP of this contest is going to belong to. Morelli tried to clear the zone, got it into the back of a Davies skate. Now it's out to center. Off a deal it comes, and the Eagles have possession here in front of their own bench at neutral ice. They skated ahead forward over the red line. They dump it in. Comes back away now to Cooper. Cooper goes back over to Bradley. Bradley just left it in the circle for Stibbe. Stibbe's back in front of the net, puts a shot on, save. Rebound comes to the side of the cage, out in front, still loose. Side of the net, center slot. Here's a drive, knocked down again. Down to the corner it comes again here for the Eagles as Archbold works it across, back up top. Center slot, Stibbe fires, and it's just wide of the cage there as it's going to come back away underneath the goal line. Bradley scrumming for it here, goes back away over to the far wing. Taken out here by Cooper. He goes back up to the far line, drop back in. Davies is buzzing out in front. Conklin makes a stop with the stick, and it's fired back up to center where it's going to be picked up here by Yeager. Yeager's going to take it and fire it in. Goes over to the far wing, handled by the Eagles. Big shot on goal, stop again Conklin. Sent up to center ice by the Magi. Nobody there for the Magicians. It's sent right back in to Minot High territory. Comes back to Bradley on the near wing, and Bradley flips it high up off the glass and out to center. Time is running out for the Magi. 3 minutes, 40 seconds remains in this one. Drive comes in. Stop made by Conklin. He goes down onto the pillows. And a frustrated maroon and gold bunch of people inside the Shields Arena here with 3 minutes and 37 seconds left here in this third period. Minot High, without a question, has not played their best hockey here in the opening round of the state high school hockey tournament today.
Well, it's tough when you only have 9 shots after almost 3 full periods, but that's a state tournament. It's a whole different game here.
Davies has been good. Are you impressed with Davies? Are they obviously a solid pick to maybe be
They're pretty good. Yeah, they're pretty good. We knew that when we played them 6-7 weeks ago. We just probably hung with them and got maybe got a few breaks, but you can't afford mistakes like we're making against these guys.
It's not over yet, even though I speak of it like it is. The shots are 40-9, people. Let's be real here. Davies has the puck at a 2-goal lead with 3 minutes and 7 seconds remaining. Goes away down to Esslinger on the far side. Esslinger's going to bring it up to center. Goes back over to Hagen. Hagen tattooed at center. Goes back there off of Radke. Minot High's got to find something quick. Davies has just had the foot on the accelerator in this one, not allowing Minot High much room, time, or space back in their own defensive territory. Puck's taken by Manson. Minot High can't clear the zone. Bollinger's got it back. Bollinger back underneath the goal line. Takes it back in behind Conklin. Up top it comes one time, came in. That one sent wide on the attempt from Demers. It comes back underneath the goal line now, where it goes back to Hayes. Taken back here by Deal, and Deal's going to start the rush back to center. Threw it up to the near side wing. Trying to get it up to Morelli. Take it on the near side wall. Scrum for there by Demers. They bring it back ahead forward, and it's taken by Bradley, who flips it back up to the neutral ice zone, where it's going to be taken here by Morelli again. Morelli's hauled up. Minot High's going to get a power play here with 2 minutes, 10 seconds left of the third period. It's not over till she starts singing, and right now she's warming up in the Zam room, but the Magi are going to quiet her down for just a moment as they have a 2-minute power play coming with 2:10 remaining in the third. They do trail by 2 at 2-0.
Well, you're down 2. I would think about pulling your goalie. I mean, what do you got to lose? It'd be nice to have a 6-on-4. Some people say you already got the man advantage, but if you have a 6-on-4, you just get another body in front of the net. I mean, maybe it's worth trying. Some guys like it. Some coaches won't gamble quite like that, but sometimes you go by what you feel. You got to have a gut feeling. We haven't had many opportunities, so at this point, you got to have some quality shots. I mean, we've only had 2 shots this period. And if we can't generate 3 or 4 shots on this power play, it probably won't be a good end for Minot.
Well, they talk it over with John Grubb and Jason Bennett, who are here in year number 8 as the head coaches for the Magi. I love those guys. Always fun to have the conversation with them. If you're watching on the TV broadcast right now, you see Jordan Willard, Jason Bennett, John Grubb right there having the conversation. They came into the league back in 2014 and 15. They put together an 18-8-1 season. They won the state championship here on this ice surface. They got into the TV round back in 2017 with a 4th place finish. That's the best finish they've had since they have taken over as the head coaches of Minot High Magicians Hockey. They do a great job. I thought they could have been in the conversation this year, by the way, for Coaches of the Year in the West Region. They graduated 15 players off of a team last year that won the West Region regular season crown, and they ended up taking Minot High all the way to the top spot in the regular season standings again this year, tying with Jamestown. That's pretty impressive. It's not easy to completely rebuild your program and have the success that the Magi had this year. Puck's taken here by the Eagles, and they're going to dump it all the way down again. The big lights, the tournament, the pressure of the top team in the state, Davies. It's been a mix of things today here that's had Minot High frustrated. They come into the offensive zone. You called it, Matt. There goes Conklin. He's off the ice surface for the 6-on-4. Davies has the puck. They fire it down. Stibbe just missed. Puck's back in behind the Minot High net. Underneath the goal it comes now. Away to the far side. Puck's taken here by Deal on the near side wing. He needs to hurry. Now he's got it. Minot High running out of time. 1 minute, 15 seconds left here in regulation. Deal coughs the puck up, but Morelli's there to help him. Shuffle to center. Now it's taken by Lucca. Head forward into the zone. They come. It's fired down. This one gets past Bradley. He's going to have to win a foot race, and he comes back underneath the goal line to take it here away to the far side. We are down to under a minute to play in the third period. 53 seconds remains. 2-0 Davies. And Minot High's got the puck at center with Esslinger. They carry it into the zone and they drop it off there. Esslinger just lost a handle on it. Now Morelli off to Gilmore into the zone here. Gilmore's going to move it ahead. Comes back away to Swanks to center slot. He's going to turn and fire. That one hit traffic out front. Puck comes back away up to the line. Radke, they need to hurry here. Luck's going to fire. Comes out front. Shot save, rebound shot. They scored out in front of the net. Who is that? Manson out front. Gilmore, somebody with a 2 on the uniform. And it's in the front of the cage. It is Gilmore that's got his second goal of the year, and it's a 2-1 hockey game here with 27 seconds remaining. It's a power play goal for the Magi. Gilmore got it back off the rebound, put it top shelf, beat Wimcombe, and we've got ourselves a 1-goal game with 27 seconds remaining. That's a power play tally for the Magi. They had a 6-on-4 advantage as Minot High brought out an extra attacker with the goaltender off. They're going to face it off that way now with the net empty to our left. It's Gilmore that's on the goal for the Magicians. 27 seconds is all that remains. Off the drop, face-off one. Minot High's got the puck, and it's Luck that goes all the way back into his own territory. He's got to hurry, kids. We got to cut him down. We're at 17 right now. Up to center from Jones, taking a dump back into Minot High territory. Bradley's back here. He whistles it all the way back out to Morelli. We're down to 8 seconds. Taken away here by Davies. This one's over. Shot came in. Bollinger scored. And the same old song and dance for the Magi at the state tournament. Set your alarms for at least 9 a.m. You got to get up and be at the rink next door to play Jamestown and Loser Out play at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Credit Davies. They're good. They're going to have a shot, a legitimate shot at their first ever state championship here this year. They're going to have to go through West Fargo Cheyenne. We're down to 4.6 seconds to play, and that's how it's going to end here tonight. Credit Fargo Davies with being flat out better than the Magi in this one here today. They gave Minot everything they could handle. Final shots on goal were 41-10. Noah Conklin comes up big in this showdown here today. Wimcombe stopped 9 of 10. Conklin ends up with 39 saves on 41 shots. And there's no doubt he's our player of the game in this one. We'll wrap that up when we come back. We'll have our Shots Crossroad postgame show coming up in just a moment. We'll have our move of the game brought to you by Roger Ward Moving and Storage. We'll have our MVP of the game brought to you by Sport Clips. Matt and I will try to figure out what the plan is for Minot High and Jamestown tomorrow in Loser Out play at 11 o'clock in the morning. Teams shake hands at center. It's a 3-1 final. Davies advances to the semis. All East Region semifinal number 1 tomorrow after a 3-1 win for Davies. Let's go to the Shots Crossroad postgame show.
Carson, timeout.
Who calls a timeout in this game?
Me, I'm icing the kicker.
Really?
It'll give us more time to talk about First Western Bank and Trust.
Like our convenient online banking.
Along with smart trust service options.
We're all about hometown service with bankers that know you and the community.
Okay, go ahead and kick.
I don't believe this.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
The 30-inch galactic pizza is out of this world. There's nothing like it anywhere else in Minot. Too much to handle? Try one of our famous large specialty pizzas like the Blue Buffalo. Get the best pizza in Minot and play some laser tag at Planet Pizza, South Broadway, Minot.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
Round number 1 belonging so far to the East region. It was Jamestown that fell to West Fargo Cheyenne by a score of 3-2. It was Minot that fell to Davies 3-1. Respectable scores, but this one just now featured a Davies team that came out guns blazing. They fired 41 shots on Noah Conklin. Minot could only register 10 as Davies had Minot High completely baffled in this one. It's the Eagles that go on to win on our First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. 3-1 is the final score. It was 0-0 at the end of 2 periods of play. An empty net goal is how this thing gets to 3-1 here today. This is our Shots Crossroad post-game show. Shots Crossroad, home to the famous number 99. Look, man, I don't want to eat my feelings, but I could probably do a whole banana cream pie right about now after this one.
Oh boy.
We tiptoe through the snow and keep it partial the best we can. During the regular season, you get into the state tournament and it's no holds barred. We're Minot High guys. Matt was one of the Minot High greats to ever play at Minot High School. I was a third-string JV goaltender, but I still enjoyed wearing the maroon and gold without a doubt. But this one today, it stings just a little bit more when you feel that you have an opportunity to come in here and win. And I think Jamestown feels that right now. Minot's certainly feeling that right now. For the Magi, I mean, is this, without being too much more of a negative Nelly than I already have been in this one here today, is it just a matter that Davies is just better top to bottom, and that's what we saw today? Sometimes the better team dominates, and Minot got dominated today.
Yeah, they took it to us. There's no doubt about that. You can see the level of experience they have. They play the same amount of games, but the quality of teams they're playing is just far superior to the western side of the state, and that's nobody's fault. That's just where we're at for where we live, and it's you wish the high school season was a little longer. Wish they could play another 6-8 games and just subsidize it somehow with I don't know how parents just pay more and just go play Minnesota teams, because Davies just the size and strength and the skating they're deeper. I mean, on paper, yeah, you talk about these games where kind of like when we played them earlier in the year, you have to just hang around. We didn't get. In that game, we had more chances. We had chances we could have won that game earlier in the year. And today, you didn't get that sense that we're right there. Even though we scored late in the game, it was almost like too little, too late. But you can't really fault the refs. It was a good, clean game. Nothing. Otherwise, we would have said so. We'd have blurted it out saying, "Hey, that's a horrible call." But everything was pretty well played. It's just that. The Davies just seemed like they had the greater jump today. Seemed like they were beating us to loose pucks. They created a lot more turnovers in Minot's zone, and that gave Minot problems. We really turned the puck over a lot today, and that you can't do that against Stibbe and Bullinger and the guys that are playing the big minutes for Fargo Davies. They're just solid. You have to give credit to them. They could have won the East Region. A couple days ago, they just happened to finish second by a slim margin, so they're going to be a tough out for somebody.
All East Region finals so far, as West Fargo Cheyenne beat Jamestown 3-2, and it was Davies that just took care of Minot by a score of 3-1. It's Nick Hulberg and Matt Morelli for our Shots Crossroad postgame show here today on the PSP Network. Minot will take on Jamestown tomorrow. And the Blue Jays and Magi split in the regular season. You play for 5th place now here at the State High School Hockey Tournament. 5th out of 20 isn't too bad. Now keep that in mind. Nobody wants to play that game tomorrow, do they? Or for program's sake, Matt, I mean, let's call it what it is here. I mean, what do you look forward to out of that matchup here tomorrow? I mean, for program growth and just confidence going into the next year, is that the way you approach that from the X's and O's from the coach's room? Is that how you have to approach it, or?
I think you have to approach this like we can play a third game, but we've got to win the second game. So take it one game at a time. You don't want to end with a loss. It just seems like it's more of a sour feeling, even though it's not the position you want to be in, the bracket that you want to, the way it worked out. But you don't want to. It just seems like it's not a complete unless you go out with a win. So they've got to get ready. They've got to regroup. It probably wasn't Minot's best game. They didn't really get some breaks, but credit to Davies, they're just that good. Minot, it just when you're up against a high offense team with experience, you need some lucky breaks, maybe some really, really greasy goals. We've talked about them not looking pretty at times for scoring, but tomorrow you just have to think, let's forget about it, go relax, get your rest tonight, and you have a short turnaround. You have less than a day to be ready to play a game, and you can. It's no secret. Minot, they don't like each other. Nobody from Minot likes Jamestown. I'm sorry, I don't care what sport it is. If you like him, it's because you have a relative on the team. Otherwise, yeah, you don't like him. We don't like them, and they don't like us. So it's going to be a battle because we want to play. You want to play on Saturday. You want to still play another game, but Minot's got to probably show up and be a little bit more ready to play. I think you just got to go back to the drawing board. We had a lot of fundamental mistakes in our defensive zone, and that hurt. And granted, yeah, the score was fairly close. You can say it was 2-1. You can't really count the empty netter, but if it wasn't for some outstanding play by Noah Conklin, it could have been 7-8-1.
I was just going to say 8-1 probably would have been where that one would have fallen into place. He was solid here today. Time for a game reset brought to you by a few of our friends that sponsor these matchups. One of them is Magic City Inspections, committed to providing exceptional inspection services to ensure you're ready to take the next step in your home ownership. Find them online, MinotInspections.com. Clean Tech brings this to you as well, 24/7 disaster response and restoration services, and Prestwich Orthodontics. Specializing in braces and Invisalign for all ages, we offer consultations and financing options to make it easy for you to take your smile to the next level. Call 852-2646 or visit MinotBraces.com today to start with your free virtual consultation. Prestwich Orthodontics. Neither team scored in the first. Neither team scored in the second. It was scoreless at the end of two. That was one of our keys to the game for the Magi. But a dagger came 1 minute into the third period, and it was Stibbe that picked up his 42nd point of the year, goal number 27. And Davies had the lead at 1-0. They added another one at 8 minutes remaining in this third period of play, and the goal was scored by number 16, Christian Krankelfitz. He fired it into the net. He was assisted on the play by Bollinger. Minot had a goal of their own. It was late to the contest, 27 seconds left. A power play tally scored by Jaden Gilmore that brought it to a 2-1 score late, but an empty netter was fired into the back of the net, and Bollinger is going to end up with a 2-point game in this showdown here today as he got the empty net goal to give Davies a 3-1 lead, and that is how she ends here today at the Shields Arena for round number one for the Magi. Davies will move on to play West Fargo Cheyenne. Davies will be a team to have a heavy favorite to that first matchup of the nightcap tomorrow. That's a number 2 seed versus a number 6 seed out from the East region. Davies is going to be tough to beat. Time for our move of the game here today. Move of the game brought to you by Roger Ward Moving and Storage. Moving across town or across country, let Roger Ward Moving and Storage help you with your moving and storage needs. Move of the game probably has to be that goal at the start of the third period for Stibbe. Would you have to agree with that?
Yeah, for sure. That was a tough one to give up. You hate to give them up beginning of the period or end of a period, but that seemed to get the ball rolling for Davies.
Time for our MVP of the game. Brought to you by Sport Clips. Sport Clips MVP, where you get the haircut MVP experience at Sport Clips. No question, Noah Conklin, 39 saves here today. It could have been a lot worse if Noah wouldn't have been playing the way he was. Any argument that he's our player of the game?
No, he was the bright spot for Minot today. He kept him in it, and we need that tomorrow. He's got to have another one like that tomorrow. We just need the rest of the guys out in front of him to show up and be ready. And like I said, you can still play a third game. You need to take care of one at a time. But we've got to regroup and be better tomorrow.
Time for the hot tub, hey?
Yes, for sure.
We appreciate you, Matt. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, buddy.
Matt Morelli joining me on the call. He'll be with us for the rest of the games for the Magi. Dave Wilson and I will have the call of the state semifinals coming up tomorrow night as well, and the state championship from right here at the Shields Arena. Sport Clips again in Minot and Bismarck brings you the MVP of the contest. Sport Clips, where you can find the MVP haircut experience. Nothing like it anywhere else. Sport Clips brings you today's MVP. It was Noah Conklin. Roger Ward Moving and Storage brought you the move of the game, and it was the goal from Stibbe to make it 1-0 in favor of Davies. Locations in Minot, Bismarck, Aberdeen, and Fargo. Roger Ward Moving and Storage for all your moving and storage needs. They brought you the move of the game here today, and this broadcast is just about complete. We thank you for joining us. Thanks again to Bob Gillen for his help on the state tournament preview show last night and for what he does at NorthDakotaHighSchoolHockey.com. He's set up on press row right down the row from us here at Shields Arena. Big thanks today from Carrie Eads, to Carrie Eads, for joining us from the GM of the Fargo Force up to the press box for a nice interview and a conversation about his time at North Dakota, his time in the USHL, his time coaching across the board, his time coaching Matt Morelli back when Matt played for the Sioux back in the day. We thank Carrie Eads for joining us. We thank Dan Emery for joining us. We thank our friend Nate Metcalf for joining us, the head coach of Fargo Davies in the pregame show today, and Matt Morelli for joining us here today. Of course, you can't forget John Grubb, who joined us as well as always in the Coach's Corner. That's going to do it for all those gentlemen that were on the air with us today, for all the sponsors that make these broadcasts possible, and for you, the fans, for joining us. Minot falls in the opening round of the state tournament. Davies wins 3-1. All East semifinal number 1, all West loser out matchups in the Sunshine Bracket tomorrow. We will have Minot taking on Jamestown at 11 a.m. Shields pregame show is going to start at 10:35 early in the morning. Make sure to get the wake-up call at the front desk. That time is going to come quick. Final here in this one, 3-1 Davies. Until tomorrow morning at 10:35 a.m. for the Shields pregame show, I'm Nick Hulberg signing off from the Shields Arena. Have a good night and God bless.
We raise the bar on bar food with sandwiches, tenders, and there's more where this came from. To the greatest of all times, Buffalo Wild Wings.